sorry.
You're probably one of those people, Jennifer.
I actually used to be horribly one of those people, and I'm totally not one of those people anymore.
You had new manager's disease. That's what we used to call it back in Group M.
It was horrible. But
No, so I had to say, so Matt, can you hear us?
Can you see us, you guys?
We can't see you. No, you're a black screen right now. Matt Marlin, can you hear and see us? Because I see you there, but I don't. There's no video. So maybe he can, maybe he can't, maybe he's shy. But Tom Bowman reached out to an old friend of ours, Matt Marlin, and he is he's on the video, on the Zoom. So hopefully he can hear us. Welcome, Matt. Great. I haven't responded to your email yet, but I will. Hey, buddy, and welcome. So hey, Don. Or Marcus, as we like to call you.
Yeah, whatever.
What's going on?
So I bought this ticket to the Beatles Fest. They're doing a virtual this year, so I just left that to join this. So.
Oh, okay. How was it?
It's been awesome, actually. It's all weekend long.
Did they play any other bands?
Lots of Beatles songs, lots of Beatle bands imitating them. There was a 16-year-old girl that won the Sound-Alike contest yesterday.
Really?
That did great, yeah.
Wow, okay.
But lots of stories that I've never heard. I had never heard of this festival till this year when it went virtual. It's every year in Chicago.
I didn't realize that you were that big of a Beatles fan.
I'm a big Beatles fan. Mike knows this.
I did not. Can't hear you, Mike. You're muted, dude.
Mike's mute.
I did not know that. So
Mike let me know. Actually, his mom let Mike know, and Mike let me know last year about this When You're 64 festival that happens every year in Prairieville. So I'm going to that this year, which is about an hour away.
But you're not 64, dude.
Not yet, but I will be.
Well, not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow.
We all get there.
Yep, eventually, hopefully. The alternative is much worse, in my opinion. But
yeah, you can turn into a pubescent teenager again.
I never really got out of that.
Really?
I mean, I sort of edged it. I lost my hair and that kind of stuff, so I have all the trappings of of maturity. I just don't have the actual maturity.
Yeah.
I look like a responsible adult, which is, frankly, in my opinion, half the battle.
You're not going to get a lot of argument out of us.
Well, sure, we're a bunch of 40-plus-year-old men playing Dungeons and Dragons on Sunday night. I mean,
right? Yeah, losers.
Awesome.
Maturity is in short supply here.
I think that's overrated.
Yeah. But to your point, Chuck, I think I agree with you to an extent, but I think that extent stops at the procurement department because real estate and office costs, especially in places like in New York and Chicago and Los Angeles, are enormous. And if you get a procurement department that can cut costs in that regard, and they're always trying to anyway, that's why they have, like my the old agency group that Andrew and I used to work for, Group M. And Andrew, you still work for them, don't you?
I hesitate to say work.
Okay. Well, they piled all, so they consolidated all their New York office space. They were pretty spread out in New York, and they consolidated all at One World Trade. But the problem is, One World Trade is probably some of the most expensive real estate in New York. Right. So they go through all these torturous motions. They've got hot desking, and they've got they're cramming a lot of people in a comparatively small amount of space, and everybody hates it. I guarantee you that if Group M procurement could weasel out of that contract somehow, or figure out a way that they could cut down on their real estate costs, they would be on that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I kind of like the ancient old building with that secret passage from Mindshare to MediaCom.
Yeah,
very few knew.
I knew about that one, and the elevator way in the weird corner.
Mm-hmm.
That could take you right up to the like the 26th floor, like in a heartbeat. Wherever for the other elevators, you had to wait forever.
Yeah, I thought that was neat. Why would you move anywhere else?
They wanted to put World Trade Center on their address book.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Gordon, can you guys hear us?
You hear us?
Yep, we can. All right, welcome back.
Yeah, I had an issue that we fixed it though. So we're good.
Good deal. Good deal. All right. Well, as you guys, we have interloper Don Muni sitting in tonight to watch and critique various kinds of things.
GM, you have the ability to mute him, right?
I do, yeah, and I will be using that liberally, I'm sure. You can't mute me.
I'm surprised I'm not already.
It's a mute me.
But
Matt Marlin, Les, is that who's here?
he was here for a minute. So yeah, Tom Bowman reached out to me like at like 1 a.m. on Friday and said, "Hey, Matt Marlin's interested in checking you guys out. Would that be okay?" And I'm like, "Hey, more's the merrier." And so yeah, he looked like he popped in to the Zoom, but I think he had trouble with the audio because then he popped back out, and we never saw any video on him. But he sent me an email earlier, and he may sit down a couple. Apparently he's got a 4-month-old child, and that's taken up a great deal of his time, as I can imagine.
Wow.
But
Wait. Matt Marlin has a 4-month-old?
hold on, let me get the email.
Start over?
How old is Matt?
Hi, Les. I appreciate the
Sorry.
invite to watch what's going on in your game. Bowman has made flattering statements about your games, but I'm frequently on baby duty trying to help my wife out. The baby is 4 months old, so I can't commit to anything now other than watching on occasion. Hope you guys are well. Matt. So, yeah, 4-month-old.
Possibly it's a grandchild.
Well, he said the wife. He's helping the wife.
Yeah,
He's helping his wife, yeah.
Your wife, I think.
He's helping his wife with the grandchild.
Yeah, it's got a point.
I don't know. Eric's our age, and he has 2 little guys.
Eric is our age?
Yeah, he's my age, 52.
Yeah.
Well, chronologically, anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Matt's a lawyer. I've played a couple times with him. I know him somewhat. I'm not real well, but I know him.
How old is Matt's wife?
Well, the email is non-specific about that.
Non-specific.
Not 52.
Well, maybe
He's a
not.
lawyer here in Belleville. He has been on for many years.
Is he still Marlin and Silvermans? Are they still together, or did he go out on his own practice?
He's got his own practice. He's had it for a while. He's
Okay.
got a spot over where Foley Drive splits in on Main Street.
Oh yeah, I remember him being over there. What? Do you know what he specializes in?
I don't remember. It's been so long since I've really talked to him, Wes.
Did you have dinner with him or lunch
Yeah,
with
well,
him?
no, I had lunch with him like 3 months ago. I saw him briefly, but we didn't really have time to talk.
Drews probably knows.
Yeah, Drew knows him real
Bob
well.
would know. Bob would know.
Bob would know. Bob knows everything.
How's Bob doing? Has anybody heard how he's, not to take this too far off course, but is his business doing okay with all this crap?
For Bob,
Yeah,
I
Not literally you say.
it's taken a hit, but
he's doing okay though?
He's Bob. He's like a cat in business.
he's surviving. Yes. Yeah. He's Bob. He's surviving. So.
Yeah.
You guys hear me?
What?
Can do.
And
I had to switch back to my old webcam. The new one wasn't working.
You're real clear and good video too.
Yeah. Yeah. Clears a bell.
Yeah, Bob's business took a huge hit with all this, and it's slowly recovering. But
I think he told me they were actually kind of looking forward to doing some different things. This was forcing their hand. I mean, it's done the same thing for Gordon and I. We're readjusting a lot of different things in our life. So change is good, ultimately.
What do they say? The only thing that remains the same is the constancy of change.
Yep.
You boys hitting school less, or are they just all doing the homeschooling thing?
So they were. So it's sort of it's much. We're facing a lot of changes too. So Thias's school was going to open, and so I was planning on actually driving him to school on like I want to say the 24th or something like that, whatever Saturday or Sunday that is. But and his school was going to start the next day. We were going to get them all installed, but we got an email earlier this week that basically said. The college basically said that they are going to reserve dorm rooms so that every individual student on campus can have their own room. And to do that, they have to basically reserve them for first-year students, international students, and then students in the medical professions because they basically said, look, don't don't come, you don't have a room. So he's got a call with his like college advisor on like Thursday. He's got a laundry list of questions of how this. So he's going to do the semester from home, and he's taking like 18 hours. It's freaking insane. I don't know how he's going to do it. He's going to be climbing the walls, but
18 hours, man, that's a heavy load.
I know it's brutal. I think he's got it in his mind that he's going to see if he can do it, and if it gets too tense, he's going to dump a class because he's got a couple of classes that he's not really looking forward to all that much. Not the least of which is statistics for engineers, which has got to be like a mathematical proctology exam. I can't even imagine.
But also a necessary class.
But probably very necessary, yeah.
Yeah. Statistics was one of my favorite college classes. I love that
That
class.
was my least
interesting.
favorite. You freak. Oh,
He took physics over the summer and got an A. So it was his first physics class he hated because of the teacher, but the second physics class he kind of enjoyed.
I'd take 7 chemistry classes before I take statistics again. That was horrible.
Statistics was as far in math as I got in college, and I had a tutor to help me, and I worked my ass off to get a C minus. And then I became
better place if people understood statistics.
I agree. It's one of those. It's like finance, right? It's one of those things which, unless you have a facility for it, it can be really boring and challenging. But everybody should know a little bit about it, if only for their own safety.
It just shows you how manipulative the world is and how easily it is to manipulate.
Yeah, agree.
What a great class.
Hey, there's Eric.
Greetings, friends. How's it going?
Good. How you doing, man?
We are all good. I just got the kids in bed. Although one kid I think is still kind of halfway awake. He's staying up in bed with a nightlight reading.
Okay. Isn't it like 9:15 in DC?
It is, and my 5-year-old has got his nightlight and his latest book, and he's just sitting there reading. So
Nice. Well, good for him.
Okay, Eric, couple of questions.
yes, sir.
How old's your youngest?
19 months.
And how old is your wife?
37.
Okay.
So we were.
No. Don't give him any context.
Okay,
Deal with
fine.
that.
All right. Context free. All right, let's get started then.
Okay. All good.
So last time, a lot of interesting and somewhat frustrating things happened. You guys found underneath one of the loose flagstones in the courtyard of the Temple of Cailean. You found this stairway, this method of going down, and by doing so, you discovered Baldamir's secret areas. Wait, that didn't come out right at all. His secret laboratory. Are we still
I'm
doing
2 martinis in for the night already.
That's a tiny bit better.
Are we are we still doing phrasing?
If so, you failed.
Yeah, exactly. So so you found his secret laboratory and library, and even more troubling was the dead body on the stairway going in. You guys went in there, kind of hunted around a little bit until you were confronted by a shadow demon, which you guys had a battle with in the library. Finally, were able to dispatch. But at the same time, a succubus appeared and dominated Phineas.
That sucks.
That did suck. You guys puzzled it out and cast protection from evil on him, which interrupted the domination process. So Phineas was able to tell you that he was enthralled to a succubus. She was trying to get them to leave the area or try. Well, first she was trying to essentially have Phineas defend her against attack, which he sort of tried to do. Then when you guys realized that he had been dominated, you guys, he was like, look, she still has me, is what Phineas is saying. And there's not much I can do about it, except for when the spell runs out, she's going to dominate me. The decision was made to tie up and gag Phineas and leave him in this area over here, this broken up laboratory area, so that he
We
couldn't.
weren't going to do that until like a minute or two.
Yeah, it was only, a few, not very long before the spell ran out. You guys went ahead and did that, and then investigated a little bit more of the laboratory. Discovered a sort of a office over here that you suspect was Baldemir's, and all these sort of like secret doors that kind of went around, all very sketchy. And that's kind of where we stopped. Now, Phineas is tied up and gagged. He doesn't seem to be struggling at all. He's just sort of sitting there. I'm sorry?
I kind of like it.
He kind of likes it. Lama is there sort of watching over him. I think she's been on babysitting duty in this module for a while, so she's kind of gotten used to it, starting to enjoy it. It's something that half-orcs tend to be very maternal. So, you know.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's it.
Ruby, like right on his face and sucking it back up and dropping Ruby down.
just giving him noogies. But you guys hunted around, basically found some of these passages that wound around, exited into the library where you have the things that hold, the wooden things that hold the books.
Shelves.
Those wooden things that hold the books.
Not shelves, bookcases. That's it. That one hurt coming out.
Everywhere is clapping. Yes.
It probably is. But anyways, bookcases that moved over and sort of showed off these secret areas, passages. And that's kind of where you start. You in this busted library, there is a weird poisonous gas that sort of has come up. There's a lot of broken shit all over the place, and stepping through that has stirred up this powder that sort of gets airborne. And there was a couple of you that had, to save versus poison because it was poisonous. It turned into a poisonous particulate gas. But beyond that, the place seems empty. Problem one. Succubus is close enough to maintain control over Phineas. Now, as per the spell, all she has to do to maintain the domination is be on the same plane, but she can't communicate with him directly unless she's within 100 feet. And as far as you know, she's still communicating with him directly via telepathy. You're not sure, and he's not about to tell you, at least as far as you know. But she could still be around. Second, one of the things that Phineas said before he went back under succubus domination was that his instructions were to keep you guys from disturbing the ritual, or a meeting the name that he gave you was this sort of like abyssal name, Grazit Urmarguth. Which is some sort of creature, and Phineas would tell you that the impression he got from the succubus was that this was the guy in charge. So maybe a demon stronger than a succubus. No idea what the ritual is all about, but the succubus was very much in mind to have Phineas keep you guys from completing it, keep you guys from interrupting it. I mean. So you might be on the clock. The problem is you've pretty much gone throughout this whole area, and you're pretty sure you haven't found any ritual. That's for sure.
I have a stupid question. Since I
It's the only kind I get.
remind me, please. What's that green swirling mist in the east?
The green trash is the cloud of poisonous gas.
Gotcha.
Essentially, this entire room is covered with the broken, smashed detritus of what was once a pretty substantive laboratory. But it didn't look like, when you guys first went in there, it didn't look like anything had been spared. This thing. When you guys started walking across this detritus and sort of investigating it, it's kicked up this dust that got into the air and sort of hung in the air, and breathing it proved to be dangerous.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you. That's right. Got it. Okay, cool. So there's a succubus hanging around somewhere?
Yeah, that's your suspicion, yeah.
And she's got hold of Phineas.
Yep.
And Lama's got Phineas.
Yep.
And is Lama holding Phineas down?
No, Phineas is tied up, and gagged. So while during the period where the domination was blocked by protection from evil, Phineas spilled his guts and said, I'm dominated by a succubus. She's going to take back over once this spell goes away. So just before the spell ran out, they tied and gagged him.
That's right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. Damn. So we're fighting another succubus.
Yeah, they seem to be thick on the ground here.
All right. Okay.
Thing from Wes's past.
So it's not. I'm not working things out. It's not that.
She have red hair last? Come on.
That's funny. Sorry.
Yeah, she did. It's not. It's not even really the point anymore. Red hair is not even a problem. I just don't want to talk about it. All right. So what do you guys do? I mean, you guys are.
Oh, we still have more places to go. Like up the top of the stairs and around somewhere, and there was.
Yeah.
I thought there was places we hadn't been yet.
It's possible.
Okay, so where Bjorn is, he went upstairs and then turned to the right.
That's right.
Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah. So like, that went upstairs and turned to the right, and ended up, and I think he actually went and checked it out. That opened up one of those bookcases into the primary library.
Got it. Okay. Cool.
We just need to start searching for secret doors then.
Yeah. Can Fiat start to look around for both traps and secret doors? I mean, just in the background, can it be assumed that Fiat is doing his thing?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you have to tell me about where you're looking, but yeah, absolutely.
Got it. Okay. Well, can I start by searching the room that I'm in just
Sure.
for traps? So I'm trying to find traps, doors, secret doors, wine.
Okay, cool. So so let me give you a little bit of flavor text.
Yes, sir.
This looks like a person's quarters. There are several sealed casks lining the south wall. This is south is actually west in this, so the west wall, and that they're sort of like clustered around a work desk in the corner. There's a wide alcove at the far end of the chamber where there's a bed. The sheets are old and moldering. There's a chest at the foot of the bed. There's a crooked wardrobe sort of standing right next to where Beltran is, with some simple brown robes in it hanging from pegs. On another wall, there's a map of the area around Lake and Carthen, which is kind of weird because that's pretty far away. And pinned along the perimeter of this map is a lot of like papers, diagrams, notes. There's all kinds of stuff in there.
Okay, I see. Thank you. Okay, and as soon as my character sheet decides to launch, I'm going to try to do would it be a perception check or?
Yeah, it would be perception.
Yes, sir. So that's going to be plus 16.
All
Let me
right.
see. Let me get organized. Sorry,
I'm going to
friends.
start looking with him. Just
Okay.
a second pair of eyes.
You're gonna give like an aid check.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can do that without even rolling.
That's where all the where Phineas and Lama is.
Mhm.
Were we all down there, or was that just where we took him?
You were at one point. I think all of you have been in that room, but only Lama and Phineas are there now.
Is the gas? Is it possible that it's hiding like a stare down or a catch thing, or does it look like it could be that like it could be something to camouflage a place that could go somewhere?
It's possible. I mean, you guys rooted around a little bit in the trash, but in the detritus that was there. But the gas began coming up from the detritus so quickly, and it proved to be poisonous that you guys were like, "Let's get out of here." So you really didn't search it.
What kind of poison was it?
Well, it was everybody. If I recall correctly, everyone made their save, which frankly I was not happy about it. But it was
Only a couple people had to. The rest of us made it over it.
Yeah, some people levitated. You're not sure. It was there were these particulates in the air. You suspect that this was ultimately your suspicion was that this was an alchemical lab of some kind, and that when it was destroyed, the chemicals were mixed up into this residue and disturbing the trash and the broken broken stuff sort of kicks those particulates up into the air, which makes, problems with breathing.
So it wasn't there when we got there. We disturbed it and made that happen.
Yes.
So
It
Les,
seems to be pretty resolute in lingering in the air. Obviously, it would at some point these particles would fall back down into the trash, but it seems it's still pretty. There's still a lot of it kicked around, and it's just like sort of floating in the air.
so Les, I did aid Fiat, so he got a 30 perception.
30.
control.
You do not
Thank you.
see any secret doors. I mean, it's not for looking. You guys take the time to look,
Right.
and you don't find any secret doors or trap doors inside this room.
It's in this room. Okay. There was a trap. I remember at the main doors up here. Right there. Right. There was a trap there.
There was a trap, which you managed to think. It was a pretty powerful trap too, and
Yeah.
to your eyes, it looked comparatively new.
Okay.
You suspect that whatever's down here, and your guess is that it's probably a couple of demons. They put it there
Okay. Got it. All
for
right,
exactly the sort of problems that you guys would cause.
Gotcha. If the party approves, I would like to just keep on searching rooms for both traps and secret doors.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with you and just keep aiding you.
Thank you. I'll go
What are the
here
rest-
next.
Okay, cool. What are the rest of you going to do while they do?
We should all stick in the same room, and then Lama should just be bringing Phineas along for the ride.
Okay. So
I don't
Interesting.
want to split the party and then have the succubus able to just fight half of us.
okay. Mike, should I or Beltran, Mike, should I just add in your +2?
Yeah, go ahead.
Got it. Thank you.
I can't not aid you, so yeah, you definitely get a +2 every time.
So for this room, I roll a 25.
So 27 total. So, 25 total.
25
So
total.
yeah, I mean, you researched this room again because you searched
Yes.
it before,
I did.
and
Oh.
I mean, and there are a couple of secret doors behind these bookcases. But you hunt around. So the first thing you do is you examine those bookcases and say, okay, this is what this looks like and how it works. I can probably spot this. But you look at the entirety of these bookcases,
Mhm.
you don't see anything else like that. You're pretty sure that there's no other secret doors in here.
Duh.
Thank you.
Except for the ones you've already found.
Yes, sir. Like there's one here, right? Or right there.
Yeah, that's
Got it.
one that goes down into the laboratory, and then
Gotcha.
there was the one that you guys came out of from his quarters.
Got it. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. And no more of these demonic traps from the abyss.
No, it was just that one sort of glyph that was on those double doors.
Gotcha.
Beyond that, you haven't seen anything.
I bet that was a real terrible trap too. It would have shit. Okay, great.
I'll tell you later.
Next up,
Yeah, you were
the
pretty
abyss.
nervous.
Yes. All right. Okay, cool. Okay, great. So should we go? What do you want to do, guys? Oh, jeez. I've searched the place. We found a couple of secret doors. One goes down to that lab down here where there's this big green cloud.
Right down here, Eric, down.
Okay, cool. Sure. All right. Oh, wait. What's this? I'm going to go over here. Is this green cloud still here?
Yes.
Shit. All right. So
It's easy to see through, though. So,
Can I-
John, give me a perception check.
Okay.
Sorry, I got condensation on my laptop. That's making me nervous. Hold on a second. Okay. Oh, natty 20. You see, so you pop in there and you're looking at the thing, but you pop your head up and you see the succubus over there standing over Phineas,
No.
undoing his ropes.
No,
No, he's
Lama's been bringing Phineas with her. We've all been staying together.
Yeah, that was.
But she did.
They did say don't separate the party.
Yeah,
I just couldn't move Phineas when I moved Lama, but so Phineas should be with Lama.
yeah. Lama's carting him around.
Oop, wrong one. Hold on a second. I fucked that
We're
up.
all, as soon as oh my gosh, Fiat moves from one room to the next, the rest of us follow him.
Okay, I'm gonna give Lama. I'm gonna give you temporary control of Phineas's character.
No.
Well, the icon.
Just the icon.
I smack your butt a couple times.
All right, you should be able to move him now. See if you can move him. There you go. All right, so she's carrying Phineas like sort of like a big tied up baby, right? Just both hands.
Which is what he
Am I
is.
wearing a diaper?
Or is she like dragging him along by his hair or something?
Strong enough, she can just.
That's up to Lama.
What's his Phineas weigh? He's not that heavy, is he?
No, I'm a half elf. I weigh about 115 pounds.
He's at 20.
135 pounds.
She'd probably just drag him along, hold him in the back of his clothes.
Like a little rag doll.
Or she can just do a fireman's carry and just have him over her shoulder.
Probably could do
Heck,
that.
as strong as she is, she probably wouldn't even know she's carrying him.
He's gonna keep one hand on a weapon, no less, given what we're doing right now.
We
Okay.
can dump him every once in a while.
Her weapons are two-handed though, right?
She's got a bastard sword. She can use it one.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So you guys don't see the succubus
Right.
untying Phineas.
Don't see her.
That's one. Let's give me something, man. Come on.
Okay. Should I try to search this room around the perimeter of this big gassy?
At least
green
the southern half.
I can do. That's what I'll do, and I roll a 32.
Damn. That's all right. So you search that southern half of that thing all the way around those things. You don't find any secret doors.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Can I? I'm gonna just go along with John Heil here. Can I squeeze around here and squeeze north along?
Along that wall, you
Yes, sir.
can. I mean, you can. I mean, this stuff is not. It's not a solid mass. I mean, it's
Okay.
just a cloud of particulates. You can walk right through it.
Okay.
The problem is you
You're
can't.
gonna have to make a save.
You're gonna have to make a save because you
Got it.
because
Okay.
of the fumes, and it gets
Alright.
and it gets on your skin too.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna stay put. Remember that hobbits are always barefoot. They have these big, stomping, hairy feet, and they never wear boots.
That's true.
Can John lift Fiat up onto the ramp up here, Les? That's not that high, is it? Right?
No, it's not. It's about 8 feet up. So yeah, John is pretty tall, right?
Okay.
In his fox form, right?
Yeah, he's like 6.5, I think, something like that.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, yeah, theoretically, you could give him a boost up there and get him up there.
Cool. Sure. Fiat weighs
400 pounds.
400. 45 pounds, and he's 3.5 feet tall. He's slightly shorter than a human kindergartner.
Okay.
So
Yeah, no
can-
problem. I think you would pretty easily get him up there.
Okay, cool. So boom. All right. Can I
If you're
search
going
up
to
there?
go over there, we need to all go around the other way and come down the other side to meet you over there.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, you know what? I'll go up here, right there, and
Before you get there, because right
Yes, sir.
now you would be the only one up there, and no one can help you.
okay. All right.
It's only 8 feet. He can jump up and climb up.
Yeah,
Give me a climb check.
I can't. So I have an arrow. I don't have to climb things.
Yeah, no problem.
Cool.
You can easily
Right.
climb up there.
Okay. Well,
The rest of us go around the other way.
Okay.
all right. Cool.
I'll go through there, and then down through here,
May I search here?
and then around through here, and then
All right. Hold on. Stop in the room. This room here.
okay.
Everybody stop in there for a second.
Okay.
And Bjorn, go back up there. You guys are moving through. All right. Fiat, you are searching that area. Go ahead and give me a search roll.
Glad to. Sure.
Okay, done.
34.
34. All right. So you are examining this area right here. Let me just highlight it a little bit. right there. And you could, oh, I'm on the wrong thing. Hold on.
Because I didn't see anything.
Yeah. That's because I'm not very bright. Hold on a second. And I did it again. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Can you, God dang it. There we go. All right. Can you see that?
Yep.
All right. That little area seems to be potentially, it's not a secret door, but you suspect that the cavern wall there might be not actual cavern wall. Give me a will save.
From whom? Me?
Yeah, you.
Will save, yes, sir. Will save. That's wisdom.
Yeah.
So I get +2. So 20 +2.
Yes.
It's gonna be higher than that.
Yeah, that's just your wisdom bonus.
Wisdom bonus, and what else do I get? Oh, you know what? It will is I got +4. It says here.
Okay, that's more what I would think.
Closer.
And
Yeah.
so it's just +4.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Here it is. I roll a 15.
15. Okay. You suspect it's an illusion, but you can still see it.
Got it. Okay.
So you're sort of about right here when something else happens.
Oh shit.
2 beautiful hands
Uh-oh.
come through that wall and grab you.
Really?
Yeah.
You
God.
found a hand model.
Beautiful feminine hands, long nails, that kind of thing. They come forward and you just sort of see them kind of like, and then they're just like, and they grab onto you.
And I scream and run?
No, well, I'm hoping that you won't have a chance to. They're trying to grapple you. What's your
Alright.
CMD?
My CMD is +3. I'm sorry, CMB is +3. It
See
says-
what? I need
D
the
as in
D.
don't, yeah.
CMD.
Yeah.
CMD.
Delta.
CMD. I'm not seeing that.
Should be 20-ish.
Oh, CMD is 19. 19. It says
Ooh, these hands grab you, and you are now grappled, and they immediately begin dragging you towards the wall.
okay, I scream help. I scream
Ah! A high womanly scream.
You use a free movement to recite poetry.
no, I just scream. Help!
Oh, he screams poetry. It's a haiku.
That's right. Help! She got me. I'm in trouble now.
Okay, so look. What? Go ahead. What were you saying, Gordon?
Well saved to get through the illusion.
So you don't necessarily need a will save to get through it. The problem is interacting with an illusion. Your brain is telling you that there's a wall there, which means it's going to preclude you from being able to move it. Until you make a will save, your brain sort of still considers it to be legitimate, and it acts, because it's magical, it acts legitimate, right? So you have to interact with it when you get a will save, and then either you make the will save and it disappears for you, like, so the wall will go away, or you miss the will save, which means you still see it, but theoretically
Your brain still thinks it feels it.
yeah, your brain will think it feels the wall if you try to like run through it.
All right, so 2 things. I do want to try to will save, because I could see that Fiat was doing it, and then I saw hands reach through it, so that's an interaction. 2, I do have reach, so if I saw hands reaching to grab him,
Mm-hmm.
if they pull back, they're going to move through a threatened square, so I do get an attack of opportunity on that. Assuming they're close enough, they're 10 feet away from me.
Booyah.
I don't know that you would get an attack of opportunity on this, since you weren't on the attack itself. She's coming from what could only be termed a mega surprise. Are you talking about like if she moves next time?
If she's going to drag him through, it's through a 10-foot square, which is an attack of opportunity. Let me see how far I am. Measure.
hold on. I want to see. So I'm going to put a 10-foot square. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I put a green 10-foot square on you.
So,
Can you see?
yeah, if she reaches
see
in
it?
there, but she doesn't go through an attack through. But if she tries to drag him away, I mean, if she goes through a 5-foot square, then it's a threatened square, and I get an attack of opportunity. It just depends on
Where she's standing now is at the very. It's sort of like she's got like 15% of her body in your attack area.
right.
So I don't, but most of her is outside of it. I don't know that you would get an attack against her through the wall because she would be out of your range at that point.
Let me see if I can get the will save.
You see where the if you move backwards a little bit, you can see where the end of your attack range ends.
We can see it.
Oh, you guys, okay.
Does 26 save the? against the wall?
26 does, yeah. So you see something very interesting through that wall. So the wall disappears for you, and you see the succubus. First of all, she's got Fiat, and she's dragging him backwards. But behind her, you see some pretty interesting stuff. And I guess I could remove the thing. Let me see if this would even work. Yeah, I guess.
Say if you've got the stuff set up.
All right, can you see that?
Oh my God.
So you see a cavern. Now this is more cavern than the hollowed out area that's typical of this sort of complex that you're in. It's more of raw cavern. You can see writing on the walls, and I don't know if you can see it from here, and the floor, and I don't know if you can see all that stuff right now, but there is some other stuff going on.
All right, I was going to yell, "We got this! Get down here, folks!" And then he's going to, as soon as he can, he's going to attack her to try to get ungrappled.
All right, let's roll for a niche.
All right. Initiative.
What's her niche? First things first.
A 10. Damn it. Would anybody do I get any other assistance from Beltran?
Not for this.
Gotcha. Okay,
No.
got it.
Because I was still going around
Got it.
after I warned you not to go up there by yourself.
You were right. You know what? You were right. I was wrong. You were right. You were totally right. I was totally wrong. I screwed up.
And
This is what I get.
Phineas, I want you to roll for initiative too, just so you have in case you have something
I'm
that you.
bound and gagged. You sure?
Yeah, I mean, we'll still get there may still be instances. Maybe she does get a chance to release you.
Okay. All right.
Give you some fresh commands.
I like the cut of your jib.
All right. All right. Is everybody who still needs to be in the thing? All right. Fiat, what'd you get?
I got a measly 10.
A measly 10.
I mean,
I
I'm
don't say measly. It's a gentleman's 10. Who else is missing? Anybody? Lama? Phineas got a 19. Man, he kills it on this stuff.
We can wait really fast.
Yeah. Well, he can also try to do escape checks. I mean, you guys don't know how to tie knots very well. I mean, none of you are sailors, so you could do escape artist and try and escape, Phineas.
Okay. I've got a
When it's your turn.
0 escape artist, so that's exactly what I try to do.
All right, hold on a sec. Is that everybody? Do I got everybody? Beltran's on there. Okay. Fiat's on there. John Hiles on there. Lama's on there. Phineas, Bjorn. Okay, we're good. All right, cool. So Bjorn, you're first. So give me a perception check. 13. That is, I mean, you guys aren't very far away. So you do hear John Hile yelling out, "Help, help!" And you hear Fiat, "Help, help!" And John is like, "Get down there. We need help. We found something."
Okay, so I can get to here with a double move.
Okay.
And what do I see?
So you see John Hyle at the foot of the stairs to that little fountain thing, and he's sort of looking into the corner. He's looking at that green area. You see Fiat, but more curious is Fiat, who is being dragged by two sort of feminine-looking hands backwards towards the wall, and the hands are coming through the wall.
Okay.
Okay.
I have a question. Has she grabbed my shoulders, my armor, my hands, my hair?
She
What?
probably has like one part. She's got you kind of like clasped, and she's probably got you like by one arm and then part of your armor, and she's just dragging you forward. What it does is grapple doesn't necessarily disallow you from doing things. If you're grappled, you take a -4 penalty to dex. You can't make attacks of opportunity. You can't move. You take a -2 penalty on attack rolls and combat maneuver checks, except for getting rid of the grapple. You can't take any action that requires two hands to perform. You can't stealth, and that's about it.
Thank you. All right.
All right. So Bjorn, you haven't physically interacted with this. So it looks like, I mean, your suspicion is that there's some sort of like problem with that wall, but since you haven't really interacted with it in any sense of the,
Well, I'm watching a friend of mine being drugged through what appears to be a solid wall. So we've dealt with illusions before. It seems fairly apparent.
yeah, you're guessing it's an illusion, but you still see it.
Well, yeah, I get that.
Okay.
And this is the end of my move anyway, so.
Okay. Phineas, you wanna try and escape your bonds?
Yes.
All right. You roll a nat 20, or then you loosen.
I'm not sure what I'm rolling.
Just a d20 plus. Is it? You said your escape artist skill is +0.
Yes.
And then just a raw 20. D20.
A raw 20.
13. Oh, no, wait. 7. Okay. So, Lama, give me a perception check. Because you're still holding him, right?
No.
Yeah, she's still dragging him. However, she's holding him.
Or I've got him by a collar, but I'm not really holding him. Hang on. I guess I would know if something changes, though. Is that what you're after?
Depends on your perception check. If you get a perception check better than his escape artist check, then yeah, you will realize that he's trying to escape. Yeah, you feel like he's trying to loosen. You feel like tensing. He's trying to loosen his bonds.
Who's with me? Beltran?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Phineas.
Hey, Beltran, can you tie him up better? And I'll go see if I can help. Or Phineas?
You're just cutting off my circular. I mean, I've got a gag.
Unless you want to go in there first, and I'll try and tie him back up.
Nope. I'm good with that.
You want me to tie him, or you want to tie him?
Nope. You go do your thing. I'll take care of him.
For now, I growl at him and tell him to sit still.
Sit still, you big fart.
I do the opposite. I sound more.
13 intimidate. Yeah, it's not very intimidating.
She's just like, sit still. This is your old friend. All right. So is that it for you, Phineas? I would think yes.
I try to mouth. Let me go. I have something to say, but I've got a gag in my mouth, so I'm not sure how that's heard. Right. What less than? Yeah, exactly. I feel like he's reading my mind and my psyche. Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
So yeah, I mean, you can pretty much make it out, Lama. He's saying, "Please let me go. I have something," or ungag me. I have something to say. All right, it's her turn. She is going to redouble the grapple.
Oh my God.
What did you say your CMD was? It was 19?
19.
Holy shit.
She fumbled.
She fumbled the grapple attempt.
So she let go.
She let go, and you see her pop backwards as she sort of like Fiat like wiggles loose and drops to the floor like with plop. So she's back that way. Shit. That kind of fuckifies my whole plan.
She's not having a good day.
She's not having a good day.
Phew. Oh my god, she dropped me. Also, this is a fake wall, friends. It's a fake wall. Look, I can walk right through it. But
all right, give me a will save.
Me?
Yeah.
A will save. Okay, coming up. Will save is going to be +4. So, D20 +4. I roll 16.
Yep. So yeah, you go. This is a fake wall. This is a fake wall, and you actually reach out and touch it, and when you do, it disappears for you, and you can see in there. You can see some pretty unnerving things. It's a large chamber, which is it's definitely a cavern. Towards the back of the cavern, you can see that there's a sort of a big crevice, but also the ceiling is very high, probably 80 to 100 feet high. So a big cavern. The crevasse, you don't know. One of the things that gives you pause, though, is, well, a couple of things. One, you see several dead bodies sort of scattered about. One of them partially in what looks to be some sort of magic circle. There's a little bit of blood around, but they don't look like they were chopped to pieces. In fact, from this distance, you don't see any obvious wounds on any of them. In the very back, on the other side of the crevice, is what looks to be a guy. He's sitting there, sitting down, sort of huddled up with his knees sort of up, like, and he looks, generally speaking, pretty freaked out. He also looks pretty dinged up. You can see he's got 2 black eyes. There's a little bit of blood around his mouth. Probably beat up in some way, but he looks completely terrified.
Wow. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
But now you can see the things. So she's done. It's Beltran's turn.
Beltran, it's up to you whether you want to take that gag out or not.
I just want to let you know that you can coup de grace Phineas at this point pretty easily.
He's retiring anyway, so I get the XP for it. I'll get better just that much sooner. I'm going to cast a spell on Lama and then drag Phineas so I get half movement. 1, 2, 3. Can you give me control of Phineas now since I got him?
Sure.
Wait a minute. That sounds sketchy.
Yep. You can go ahead and lecture me about, how consent is important, but I'm still going to drag you.
Consensus is important. It's very important. I maintain agency. I
So
do
Lama,
not consent.
Jennifer, you just got hit with protection from evil.
Protection from Eve.
Can I get past you, though?
Yep. Yep, I'm a friendly square still.
No, that's just feeling deodorant.
Okay, cool. All right, so you're dragging Phineas with you down the stairs, like by the hair, or by his leg, so that his head is banging against the stairs.
I'm not as strong as Lama, so I probably am dragging him. I probably got him like by under both armpits and just kind of dragging him that way.
Okay, yeah, it will definitely slow you down.
So that's why I only moved half speed.
Okay, that's as far as you go?
Yep.
John Heil. So, John, you saw her when she... So you get the feeling that she did not expect to let Fiat go. Fiat hits the floor. He starts yelling, blah, blah, blah. It's fake. It's, she's here. She takes a step back. She looks around. She looks at you specifically, and your eyes kind of meet, and she disappears. Another teleport, you think.
Ooh, wow. Okay.
So prayer is gone, right?
I don't know. How long does prayer last?
Yes, prayer is gone.
And so was the protection. Didn't we have another song that was up? I had one up.
Yeah, that's all. He's not singing anymore.
And I'm not raging at the moment.
Yeah. Okay, so, well, I'm going to take a move, I guess. 10, 20. I'm going to go into there.
Okay.
That's a move action. I don't see any threatening creatures now that she left?
No, you don't. You don't see any at all. Just the three guys that look pretty dead, and then that one guy over there who looks either frightened or, I mean, he looks completely terrified. He's not moving. He's not making a noise. He is alive.
Okay, I'll say we're here to help you. What's going on here?
And he sort of looks up and points up in the sky. At which point you see, I'm assuming you look up?
Yep.
No, it's a trap.
You see this guy basically dive bombing you out of the sky as he comes close to attack.
What? Oh, shit.
So let me describe what that guy looks like. He is a lanky fiend, pretty large. His mouth is filled with sharp fangs, and he has these great bat-like wings which stretch out from his scaly hide. And he has just folded those bat wings in, and he's coming right at you to attack.
Oh, man.
But he hasn't reached you yet.
All right, so I did one move basically.
Okay.
How far away is he?
He's coming at you at top speed, but he's still about 40 feet up in the air.
Okay, I'm going to move against the wall.
Okay.
That's pretty much. I couldn't reserve because I already moved, so that's pretty much all I can do.
All right, so you're gonna punch up against the wall so he can't get behind you.
Well, so if he wants to try to do some kind of grapple or something, he's going to risk running into a wall rather than hitting me, I guess. Yeah.
Gotcha. It looks like what he's doing is something akin to a charge.
Right.
He's basically dive bombing you.
Yeah. So
All
I
right.
can, he can hit the wall maybe.
So Fiat, you don't see this. All you do is you see John Heil kind of goes in. He yells out, "Hey, we're here to help. Are you okay?" And then you see John look up and throw himself against the wall. You can't see what he's looking at because the entrance is only about 8 feet high. The cavern doesn't open up until it gets in that middle area, so you don't see what he's looking at. But you've seen John Heil in combat, and he throws himself against the wall, and he's looking upward with his like big claws out and that kind of thing.
All right. Bjorn, Lama, Beltran, Phineas, help! I'm gonna. I probably can't go toe to toe with a succubus. Not even with my really, really horrible bad poems. I think I should probably. I'm gonna pull out my sling staff and get a bullet ready to go.
Okay.
Although, I need a magic thing to hit a demon? I do.
Potentially, yeah.
You know what? I got a +1 short sword. I pull out that instead, and I'm gonna. This might be dumb, but can I pull out my sword? And how well lit is this room in here with the dead guys?
It's actually pretty well lit. There's several torches kicking around.
Okay.
And there seems to be sort of a weird sort of bluish glow emanating from the magic circle.
A bluish glow. But it still seems like it might be kind of shadowy. Can I try to hide in shadows and keep to the wall?
Yeah, you can try and do a stealth check. Absolutely.
Stealth check it is. So I got +1 short sword out and ready, and I'm gonna do a stealth check. It's gonna be 20 plus 18. Let me go to my hang on. Sorry guys. 20 plus 18. I'm gonna go I roll a
23. All right, hold on. Let me real quick, just for no reason. I'm just gonna make a quick roll here.
Okay.
Let me check something. Okay. Okay.
All right. And
Hold on. I gotta make a quick roll.
yes, sir.
All right, cool. All right, carry on.
Shit.
Oh, just pay no attention to that. Pay no attention to that natural 20 roll there that I made immediately after you just declared your stealth check.
She's gonna grab me again and carry me off to the abyss. All right. All right. You know what? I can't leave John Heil in there alone. I can tell that he's in some sort of trouble. So I'm gonna go forward to here, and I'm gonna try to keep my back against that wall there, that east wall there. Can I keep my back there?
Yeah, use the Alt key to hold down the Alt key when you move. That way, it won't snap to grid.
Gotcha. Thank
So
you.
you can put yourself. You can put yourself anywhere you want.
Great. And I'm gonna. Do I see her?
You don't see her. You see him.
Okay.
Okay, it's coming. This thing is coming down. I mean, you look up and you see this thing just like
okay.
dive bombing right at John Heil,
Right.
and it's basically going right at him.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna. The last time I tried to backstab a big thing, it didn't work very well.
Okay.
All right. You know, all right. I'm gonna proceed to kind of creep along this wall here. Can I go up to here and?
All right. Remember, if you're stealthing, you only get to move half your speed unless you have that feat. Do you have that feat that's fast stealth or something like that? The rogue trick?
No, sir.
Okay, so you can only move half your speed.
Then I'll go right here and stay put. I got my sword out, back to the wall.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you're over there by that body, and this thing is just coming down fast, and it comes down and just charges right into John. John, you have reach, right?
Yes, he does.
Let me check and see if he does, if the guy does. It doesn't look, well, yeah, he does. He does because he's big. So, okay, so no attack of opportunity then because he's going to attack the moment he gets into range. So the first thing is basically claws, and then he's gonna come in for a bite. At which point you will get an attack of opportunity, because he can't bite you from range. So his claws, though, the first thing he does is his claws. Let me double check and make sure I know what those do. Okay, got it. So, yep.
Yeah. Okay. Like a lot I'm saying is not getting through tonight.
Oh, no, I can hear you. All right, 2 claws. 30 and 30. Either of those hit?
Yep, they both do.
Both do. All right, I like the sound of that. They're not huge though, so from a damage point of view, a little bit of damage. 21 points of claw damage, and you feel your life draining out of you a little bit. Those hit points, as what you suspect. So as he claws you, obviously he pulls at the skin. There's some bleeding, but the blood sort of seeps into his hands. So he claws you, and the blood, your blood that's on his hands, just kind of goes into his body, and he gets. You see him laugh as he gets more hit points. Then he's going to bite you. 25 hit you?
No.
No. Okay, so he misses with the bite. The things just clamp down in front of you. You dodge out of the way. Now you get your attack of opportunity. If you want to take it. You don't have to. 31. Now, do your claws count as like magical weapons?
Actually use the bite, and it is magical, yes. Let me see what it is exactly.
What is it from a magic weapon standpoint? What is it considered to be? Like +1, +2 kind of thing?
Doesn't say. It's a magic attack or it's not.
Okay.
And yeah, if he's got the evolution, then yeah, it's a magical attack.
Okay. All right, cool. Go ahead and yeah, that's a hit. You managed to bite him, so go ahead and roll damage.
Nice one.
I always wonder about these bite attacks. I wonder about it with Storm most of all because she bites anything, and I'd hate to be a creature with an adventure creature with a bite attack because you end up biting some of the most noxious shit. You just bit a duck.
Yeah.
18 points. Sink your teeth into them. What is the extra D6s there?
6 bleed, 3 bleed, and 3 acid. Or
3
acid.
bleed and 3 acid. Let me check if he is immune. Got to check something. See if he's immune to bleed. He might be. Shit. No, I guess he's not immune to bleed. That sucks. So, I hate bleed. Now, we've been doing bleed wrong, haven't we?
Doesn't stack, if that's what you mean, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. It doesn't go on forever.
No, it goes on every round until it's...
It goes on until it's healed by either
Okay.
a heal check or magical healing.
But it doesn't stack. So if I get it, I've got him bleeding now, so if anybody has a higher bleed than me, then it'll overcome that. Otherwise,
It'll overcome it. Okay. Now, do you roll a new dice every round, or does it stay at 3?
I thought it
No,
stayed.
it's a static 3.
It's a static 3. Okay, so 3 bleed. I'm just going to put that down here. Okay, and then
+2
those
acid.
points.
How about the acid, Les? Did you get the +2 for acid damage?
I did. Acid did not seem to affect him at all, sadly.
I knew some people like that in high school.
All right, cool. So, all right, it's Lama's turn. You got protection from evil on you, but you see Beltran sort of dragging Phineas down the stairs.
Okay, Lama's just gonna boogie on down, figure out what's going on, stop and chat with Bjorn on the way and ask him what he knows. Because I don't know anything. That's
Bjorn just saw both Fiat and John Heil walk through a wall.
So I now have to do my will roll, right?
Yes, if you're touching the wall, yeah.
Am I Bjorn? Are you telling me what's going on and what wall?
Yeah, that wall there, that section is an illusion. John Heil and Fiat are on the other side, and I can hear combat, but I can't see through the wall because I haven't gone over to touch it yet.
I start pounding on the wall with a fist.
All right. 22. You don't have to pound for very long when the wall disappears. As you touch it, now you see the inside of that cave. You see Fiat sort of backed up against the wall and John Heil in what looks to be a desperate bite battle with a demon easily twice his size.
And I think I can go right into a rage, so I'm going to start raging.
Okay.
That's it. I'm done.
All right. Bjorn, you see her touch it, and you see her sort of like go back, and she starts doing that,
Yeah, so I use half or one move to get here.
Okay.
So then
roll.
I can do my will save.
Yep. Ooh, you still see it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You still see it. In fact, it feels real. You're like, where did they go?
Yeah, bite me.
There must be a secret door or something that I didn't see, because this is a real cave wall.
Because we've never dealt with illusions before.
Well, no, I mean, Bjorn knows that it's an illusion, but it's like, it feels real. You see it. It feels real. You're like, I know that it's just my brain tricking me.
No, it's the spell.
Yep. Phineas, you're up. So-
What am I supposed to do?
Beltran, well, you can try another escape artist check if you want.
Okay. Well,
Beltran has got you underneath the armpits, and he's sort of dragging you along. So that means, Beltran, that you are facing the wrong direction.
all right, 17.
17 is pretty close. You start to get some of it loose. Beltran, you definitely see Phineas, feel Phineas, sort of
So
wiggling
looking
and
at
struggling at his binds and stuff like that.
Okay.
So if you're carrying him, you're probably moving down the stairs backwards
Yes.
as you drag him. Okay.
Yeah, looking behind me and then looking at him and then looking behind me and then
Right, yeah. So you could tell that he is testing at his bonds.
he's working at him. Yeah.
He's working at him, but he hasn't got loose yet. Did you say it?
Got a song to sing.
Phineas, I mean, I know you try and say something. It's like, look, Beltran, I'm cured. Or,
I can't hear him. Yeah, that's what I hear. And I say, yes, we will get you a nice warm milk when we're done.
Okay, I think that's it for Phineas. So now it's Beltran's turn.
Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Remember half speed.
Yep. Both moves gets me to there.
Okay, you see Lama growing increasingly irritated, and Bjorn standing next to a cave wall like that, and he's touching the cave wall.
So I don't know what's going on. So I'm like, the heck's going on?
It's
Hey,
an,
where's everybody?
it's an illusion, and Bjorn cannot see it. Oh! I take
She's-
you.
Lama seems really mad about the fact that Bjorn can't see through the illusion.
I'm
He's
very
mad about something.
Yeah, she's mad about something, which I fight around her a lot. I'm used to her being mad.
Bjorn's head, and I tap it on the wall. It's not there.
It's right there. So Beltran, is that the extent of your movement?
Yeah, that's 2 moves to get me there.
Okay. John Heil.
Doesn't he get to roll against the illusion?
He didn't touch it.
Yeah, I haven't got there yet.
Yeah, he still sees it.
And plus, until I got to this floor, I had no idea there was an illusion even here.
So I've got this creature is close enough to do a full attack, right, Les? I can.
Absolutely. Yeah, he tried to bite you, so he's within 5 feet.
Okay, I'm gonna do a full attack. See what happens with that.
Keep in mind, he has reach too with his natural weapons. So if you do a 5-foot step, well, I guess it wouldn't a 5-foot step, but
That's still a 5-foot step.
yeah, if you scuttle, then he can attack you at reach too. 29 is a hit. Is that a bite?
Oh, and that's 18 confirmed.
Ooh, that is a confirmed fumble. What kind of attack is that?
Bad one?
The bite was 29.
A bad one. So that's a claw attack, the fumble? Okay, let's have a look, see what happens as you fumble against a demon.
Well, this is so bad. This is terrible.
Ooh, sprain. You take
Oh, no.
1d4 points of dex damage as you hyperextend your arm. 3 points of dex damage. Or that's you weren't running. Let me roll it. You take 1 point of dex damage as you sort of like throw your arm out a little bit trying to attack this guy. All right, so the damage is 17, and then another 3 bleed, right? And then 6 acid.
Yeah, I should.
Goodness.
Yeah. So, yep, you're right.
Okay, so okay, cool. All right, is that it for you? That's full attack.
Yep, that's it.
Fiat. Be careful of that. Be careful of that. Shit. I'm having a real hard time with English tonight. Crevice. The crevice.
The
The crevasse, as they say. in
crevasse.
Switzerland.
I see it now. I was about to just wander over and hop right in.
Okay. It's one way to do it.
You know.
Well, my
okay.
suspicion was that you were going to accidentally walk through that glowing magic circle to try and get behind this demon. So I was very curious as to what might happen were you to do something like that.
Even a rural parochial hobbit like me knows better than to walk through a glowing magic circle.
Okay.
I mean, I am already cut off from half my party. I got a little short sword, and my pal John Heil is fighting a giant demon. And somewhere in here, there's a succubus who wants to grab me and take me away to the abyss to be her little hobbit slave. So let's see.
There are some nice parts of the abyss.
The Reds.
You're into that kind of thing.
Red control is, all right. So, I wanna, all right.
Can he stay along the wall and, like, since he's tiny, skirt along the edge and not go into that?
Can I squeeze?
Yeah. So I mean, so you see the blue glow is just a blue glow. So you could. So I mean.
So the red circle stops way up where the red circle is.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can easily.
Sure. So
let me see if I can fix that glow a bit. Hold on a sec.
I kind of want to keep my back against the wall because I know as soon as I run out, I'm gonna get grabbed again.
There you go.
Okay. Thank you. Got it. Shoot.
So here's the thing: you can't get behind him without passing through the magic circle, unless you want to go. And I think this is where Mike was talking. You want to go along the this wall and jump the crevice, and then go around over by by this frightened dude,
and then crevice again,
and then jump back.
Okay. Yeah.
You're a pretty good jumper, right?
I'm.
You never roll ones on acrobatics checks.
You're gonna try to get me to fall down into that crevasse, aren't you?
I think it's a good idea.
Shit.
One heck of a way to go.
Can you imagine whatever happened to Fiat?
Here's the thing.
He decided to go to the abyss the old-fashioned way.
He's still on his way there.
Yeah, he's still going.
He's still on his way there. It's a long fall. All right. Look. Do I think I could? Okay. How wide is the crevasse? 5 feet?
Less than 5 feet.
Yeah, it's not very wide.
It's a DC 5 acrobatics check.
Okay. You know what? Okay. I'm gonna try to jump the crevasse and land right here. Right.
Okay.
All right. So acrobatics check.
So let me make sure I've got your plan
Yes, sir.
correct in my head. So you're gonna go like around to here, right?
Yes, sir.
And then jump over there.
Well, okay. You know what? Here's what I'm.
Can you see what I'm drawing?
Yes, sir. I do. Instead, rather, I want to go to right here. I want to huff and puff. I want to sheathe my sword, and I'm going to sprint as fast as my little legs can go and jump across.
Sorry, big wall materializes right there.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding.
Conk. Right.
Bonk. Yeah. All right. No. So you're right. It's a 5-foot jump. So it's a
Okay.
DC 5 acrobatics check.
Okay.
What's your bonus?
Well, it's going to be 16.
So roll an add and see if you can get above a 5.
Yeah.
Okay. And as I jump across, I'm going to do a midair flip.
Okay. Well, that ups the DC a bit.
That's like
so.
DC 7 or 8 now.
Yep.
Actually, probably DC 10.
No, I'm just gonna jump, and I'm gonna do so that's plus 16, and I roll a
25. No problem. You run, leap over it, and you land here.
Yes, sir. Great. Okay, good. Great. Can I move anymore?
You didn't move very far, so I mean, you only
One
moved.
move, yeah.
Yeah, that's only one move. So yeah, you can still move.
Can I jump back across behind Mr. Happy there?
I think so.
All right.
You would probably run over. You would probably step over to here, maybe get
Yes,
a
sir.
running start, and then jump over. Yeah, similar
Okay.
principle. Now this will be both your moves, so you won't be able to do anything else. But yeah,
Totally
another-
fine.
give me
Okay.
another acrobatics check. It's a little wider here. Oh, is that a natural one?
Oh my God.
Is that a natural one, Fiat?
It's still a 17.
It's still a 17. You can't fumble skill checks. But
You did have him skirming there quite
I
a bit.
had it there for a moment. You get over. It's a 17. Sadly for me.
You probably did trip a little as you were jumping over.
Yeah, there's a moment when you were leaping over. You're like, I'm not gonna make it. And then you're just like barely made it. Scramble across. But yeah, you're behind him.
You're done.
And you are done. So at this point, the demon is going to do a spell-like ability called
Hide in a crack.
No, so this is a fun thing. So it's called Death Stealing Gaze. As a free action, once per day, this creature can activate its Death Stealing Gaze for a full round. All living creatures within 30 feet must succeed on a Fortitude save or gain a negative level. As it looks around, his eyes begin to glow with a black energy, and he looks around. Oh, ha, ha, ha. So he's going to activate that as a free action. So let's see who's close enough.
Well, you got to be able to see him,
That's true.
which knocks out
Bjorn.
pretty much everyone on the other side of the wall.
Well, no, Lama can see in.
No, look where she's at, though. She's behind a wall, though. She doesn't have line of sight to him.
Hold on, let me get this out and we'll see.
There's no way.
And you said it was only like an 8-foot opening, and he's.
Well, he's on the ground now. He's not
Not on
flying.
the ground. If you look at where her square is, you were to draw from the middle of her to the middle of him, you go through a bunch of wall.
I mean, if you had a mirrors where the dead guy is.
Yeah, but I mean, well, tell you what, give me a perception check and roll badly.
And roll badly.
Wow.
But I'll make the DC pretty high. 20. So I was thinking DC 25. So, all right, you do not see him and are not affected by this. However, John Heil, Fiat, and this poor sap over here all have to make Fortitude saves. I'm going to tell you right now, the DC is 18.
Okay. 18.
Yep.
Jumping cats. All right. 12.
12. All right, you take an immediate negative level.
Wow.
So it's pretty much just -1 to everything.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Damn.
One
You-
to everything, like your damage attacks, your attacks, your
Well,
damage,
any skill check, any attack roll,
Yeah.
any save, any.
everything. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And you lose, I think it's 6 hit points.
I think it was 5.
5?
Yeah, I think it's 5 per level.
Okay.
And yeah, you temporarily until you get that back, you lose 5. Your max hit points goes down by 5.
Gotcha. Okay. Got it. Damn.
So the other guy had he was only a first level guy, so he just looks dead. He's splayed out against the thing. His eyes are bleeding, wide open and bleeding. You reach up, your eyes are bleeding too. John Hiles are as well, because you failed that save too, didn't you, John? Yeah, that was good. All right, so that was a free action. Now he's going to actually do his attack, and he's going to do his full attack on John Heil, because I don't think he even, well, I think he knows you're back there. I just think he probably doesn't care. Here we go. So claw, bite. So 20, I think, doesn't hit you.
Nope.
Correct? But 33 does?
Yes.
Okay, 1 second. So 1 1d6, 1d8 plus 6. Okay, so 1d6 plus 6. So the claw does 10 points of damage, and then the bite does 10 points of damage. So, and he gets some of that back.
Really?
Not all of it.
Ah, jeez.
Yeah. Basically, and Sophia, you could probably see this. He claws and bites John Heil, and the blood that he gets and the pieces of John Heil that he gets in his mouth, he sort of consumes. And even on the claws, you see the blood just sort of,
Okay.
and it sort of like helps him. It's a vampiric
Yes.
effect.
Wow. Okay, we really need our heavy hitters in here. ASAP.
Well, Lama, it's up, buddy.
So what would happen if I took Bjorn by the back of his shoulders and shoved him through the wall, which isn't there?
He would probably be injured. It would depend. It would sort of like be falling damage. So he would probably take something like D4 damage, depending on how hard you threw him.
I throw him hard through.
But he won't go through.
Won't go through. Why not?
Because illusions have the characteristics of.
Yeah, but he would go through.
Well, no, yeah, you're right. He would go through, but he would just take damage doing it.
Yeah, he'd take that fake damage, but yeah. Because I was going to cast Levitate on him, push him through.
Okay.
I just pushed him through.
All right. You just sort of grab him and chuck him through. All right. Go ahead and roll D4 damage.
Crunch.
There's work to do. We have no time for illusions, Bjorn.
All right. Lama kicks Bjorn really hard in the ass, and he goes, whoa, it goes flying through the thing. Bjorn, you are now inside the room. You can see everything.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not done. I mean, should I be done?
That's
that
one
was
action to do that.
That's an action, yeah.
Do I get a move too?
Yep.
Yeah.
Is there a reason I don't get to move?
No, you do. Did I? I didn't say no. Did I? No.
I understand. 5, 10, 15. And he's got reach, and I do not.
The creature does on his claws, yeah. So if you get within 10 feet, theoretically, he could take a
You have
attack.
to stop at 10. So you'd have to stop right there. And then you'll just have to do a 5-foot step next round.
Because that's my 2 actions. One is getting Bjorn in there, and the other is just getting that far. Right?
Yeah, you can go right there.
Or I can run past and just take my attack of opportunity.
Well, no, that's in. So he's big. So his.
Yeah, if you move to right there, you're only 5 foot away, and you haven't passed through a threatened square. You just walked into it.
Right.
So you don't get attacked if you walk right there, and then next round you can just do a 5-foot step, and it'll be right there next to him.
Okay.
Well, no, I mean he stops here.
Yeah,
Right.
Lama stops right there.
Well, that's well. Okay, yeah, you're right. She's within 10 feet. She's just not passing through 10 feet.
Correct.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. No, that will work. All right. So that's Lama. Bjorn, Lama just kicked you into a wall that turned out not to be a wall.
That I already knew wasn't a wall.
True. But it still did 2 points of damage.
Okay.
It felt real to you.
Okay.
All right. So you're running up there.
Yes.
All right. You will pass through a threatened square, so we will try to claw you
Okay.
as you come forward because you look kind of dangerous. 33 hit.
Yes.
Okay. 11 points of claw damage, and he gets some of that too.
I'm not going to be able to attack next round if you stay there.
Yeah, you will.
You can go here. There's
Yeah.
like a little edge there. Well, you'll be standing on top of a corpse. You guys have done that before, though.
Not the first corpse we stood on top of.
Okay. Bjorn, you're going to attack?
Yeah, power attack.
All right.
Since I get 1 with the cold iron.
And you have cold iron?
Yes.
20 will miss, sadly. Not by much, but it's a miss. Sorry, dude. Phineas,
Not.
now's your chance for escape.
No.
Escape
Right.
artist check and add +1 because you loosened the ropes next time. Yeah, you loosened the ropes.
That'll make all the difference. 19.
Ooh, 19.
Close.
You loosen him a little bit more. Beltran, give me a perception check. You're so busy looking at everybody running through what looks to be a cave wall that you don't
Yeah,
see
I don't see that
that
he's.
Phineas is going to get +2 on his escape artist check next time. He's loosening those ropes.
Mhm.
All right, it's your turn, though.
I'm just going to try and drag him through that wall. So me bumping into the wall is my interaction with the wall.
Okay, give me a will save. Nope.
And I
Bonk.
stop and bump into it.
You stop right at it. Oh, crap. This wall. How did they get through here? This is crazy. John Heil, you're up. Oh, do you have something else you want to do?
Second action.
Okay.
Yeah, since I can't get through it, I would go, since I know he's been trying to get out of it, I will start basically flip him over and start retightening his binds, or his rope.
I don't know that you would know that he's been loosening again.
I know the whole time he's been doing it. I didn't realize that he was so effective last round, but I know the whole time he's been trying.
When I had
All
him,
right.
I told him he was working on getting out of there, so he was aware that he was trying.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm aware he's been trying the whole time we've been dragging him. I just didn't realize how effective he was last round.
All right, cool. John Heil, so first, is that claw, bite, or bite first?
Bite, claw, claw.
Bite, claw. All right, bite misses, but both claws hit.
Did he take bleed damage already?
He has every time so far. You just haven't rolled the bleed damage yet for this round.
Les, he might not get that. Well, I guess I've been done doing damage. Does that stop when he heals himself with?
It does not in this case. It's the power that he's using to sort of gain those hit points back is sort of a vampiric thing. It's not magical healing.
Okay.
As a free action, I'm going to yell, "Someone drag me through this thing."
You guys hear him very clearly on the other side of the wall. Well, so on the other side of the wall, there's no wall. I mean, all you guys can see straight out there. You see Beltran kind of like looking around like, how the fuck do you get in this thing? All right, so. All right, so.
18 regular damage.
Okay.
7 bleed and 8 acid damage.
Okay. Okay, cool. Got it. That's how much. And does this ratchet up the bleed? I guess it doesn't matter. Does it ratchet up the bleed because you rolled a 5, right?
The highest, yeah, right.
Okay, so it's a -5. Yeah. Okay. Oop. Just gonna put 5 in there. Okay. All right, cool. You get any 5-foot stepping? Fiat, you're up.
Can I do a 5-foot step less to like here?
Not to there. You can't. There's wall there.
There, I mean.
No, that's his space. He's in that space.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'll stay where I'm at.
Okay.
Hey.
All right, Fiat. What are you gonna do, bud?
You know, I realize
You're in position for sneak attack.
I realize this is probably not gonna work, but I gotta try. I'm gonna try to backstab this big, ugly demon guy. Here goes.
Your attack.
You got a perfect view of the back of his knee.
Well, I wish I had Bjorn here to throw me at his neck or something. I would stab it. But so backstabbing.
It's your normal attack, but it's +2.
Warren get a +2 last time.
I don't remember.
But since that guy did his gaze and I failed my fortitude, I'm also -1, correct?
Right, so you're a +1 net.
+1 net. Gotcha. Okay, so short sword attack +1. It's a magic short sword. It's +11 to hit, +1, so +12.
Okay.
D20 +12 coming up. Here we go. I roll that.
Oh, 29. That's a hit.
Really?
Yep.
I
You hit
got
him.
him. I got
So
him.
make sure you add your sneak attack dice too.
All
Yeah.
right. So,
He lets out a bellow. It's like, ow, my knee, you little bastard.
all right. So, base damage is D4 plus 1. How
Okay.
do I modify that?
Just roll the
So I
D4
would
plus
just
1.
do
We'll
that,
count
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do that. And then I think, what level rogue are you?
Well, I was 5. Now I'm 4.
It actually doesn't affect that.
Okay. So
So you get add 3d6 after that.
okay. So I'm rolling my D4 plus 1.
Plus 1, yep.
I rolled a 2.
So
Okay, and
2, but
3d6
then you've got 3d6 of precision damage on top
coming
of
up.
that.
All right. Hold on. 3d6. I got a 13.
So it's a 15-point strike is what it is.
Boom.
Nice. Okay. And you have a plus 1 short sword you're using?
Yes, sir.
All right. So,
Flanking last time? Bjorn? Chuck?
yeah, you guys are both
I
flanking.
did not.
Did not, does that make a difference?
What did you roll, Bjorn?
20.
So it would be a 22?
Yeah.
That would be a hit.
Yeah, but I didn't do it.
It's worth. You can do it. Go ahead. I mean, it's legit. If we determine, we can retcon it. If you determine it's right, you shouldn't have to deal with a bad result just because you forgot.
Okay, well then it's 21 points damage.
21 points of
Boom.
damage. Did you say your weapon is cold iron?
Correct.
Okay. Boom. That was a good stab. So Bjorn is just like boom, and then Fiat is just like oh, and this guy is like getting spun around. Rah! He is not at all happy with you guys. So he is
Coming from a demon, I take that as high praise.
he is going to. How fast is that? He is going to take. Oh shit! He's going to take a 5-foot step to here to get away from. Well, no, that won't work.
To where? I'm going to use step up.
Yeah, that sucks. All right, well, he's going to take his lumps. He is going to cast a spell. So go ahead and everybody but Lama gets an attack of opportunity at Beltran because you're all still close. Now, Fiat, you do not get sneak attack damage. He's
Holy
pivoted
crap.
out of the way of flanking.
So crit
Holy
to
shit,
hit,
dude!
crit to
28?
confirm.
A crit to confirm.
Take your illusion. I'm sorry.
That is all right. So you want the chart or you want the damage? I'm assuming the chart.
I want the chart.
Ooh. All right, let's see what happens here. Oh shit.
And from underneath my helm, don't step away from me, young man.
Well, it's funny because the crit is called Pimp Slap. Target suffers maximum plus bonus and is dazed for 1d3 rounds.
Nice
Okay,
one.
so maximum would be 18.
Okay.
Bonus is 18
All right. So
because it
30.
was max damage anyway.
Okay.
And then dazed for 3 rounds.
All right. 1d3. So you got to roll 1d3 or just roll. Damn.
Roll what?
Like a d6 and 1 to 2.
Five by two.
Yeah, we just need a d3.
So one
So it's
round.
dazed for 1 round. So just let me see what dazed does. I don't think he can do anything, which kind of sucks. Unable to act normally. No actions, no penalty to AC, 1 round. Okay. So the spell is ruined. Thank you very little. John, you are. What are you rolling?
I rolled a 20.
His attack of opportunity.
Attack of opportunity was
23. I didn't see the initial roll. So yeah, that's a hit.
18 damage, 5 bleed for acid.
Okay. 18. All right. Damn.
You don't need the acids on this guy anymore.
All right, Fiat. What about you? You want to get in on the fun?
Sure. Can I stab him again?
You can stab him again, but you do not get sneak attack damage because you are not flanking.
Oh, all right. Okay.
You can if you move to here though, you can regain that flank like right there.
Wait. Are you sure he's not still flanking? Isn't it any connection? So
No, it's got to
It's
be
not.
through.
It's got to be direct.
All right. So wait a minute. If
Okay.
this guy's dazed, am I still
No penalty to AC.
okay? Gotcha. All right.
Before you do that though, I think you should seriously consider moving to right here. I think that gives you the flank back. I think that's the spot.
Got it. I'm gonna just stab his knee again.
Okay.
Yeah. Take that. And maybe I'll stab his other knee and I'll fall over. All right.
Get him in the other knee.
That's right. So, I'm stabbing with my short sword. It's going to be D20 plus
11. Or actually, it's
11. I'm sorry.
9 now, I think.
That's right. D20 plus 9. All right. 1. Let me get organized here. D20 plus 9. All right.
14's a miss. Sorry, man. Give me a quick perception check though.
All right. Can do. It's going to be D20 plus. I'm sorry. I got it. 16. Hang on. Got it. Man.
Okay. What'd you roll? A natty.
A
Well, again, you
one.
can't fumble a skill check. So
All these
17.
ones.
Yeah, I know, you're getting a lot of them. So
Yeah.
you sense an interesting thing occurring across on the other side of the crevice. That guy that was sitting over there, you saw him die, but at this point, as you're just pulling your weapon back from trying to stab the demon, you look over and you see him sort of stand up, and he kind of like snaps up, and you see him kind of like, and he sees you.
He
And
sees Fiat.
he sees Fiat,
Oh, shit.
and he is player 2 is entering the game. Let's just see where he fits in. All right, cool. So yeah, he was sitting down. He was slumped over, and then he just sort of like snapped forward, and you can see his eyes are all sort of like bloody, and he just has this like, and you see him just like snick in the air, and his tongue falls out of his mouth, and his tongue seems supernaturally long as he sort of begins to get to his feet after spotting you, and he's like sniffing the air near you, like, and moving in a really weird, jerky fashion.
Wow.
You're
Lama,
about to
you're
be
up.
attacked by Gene Simmons.
Gene Simmons.
He always acts in a weird, jerky fashion, doesn't he?
Pretty much.
All right, Lama, you're up. What do you do?
5-foot step, attack. Save some for me.
You step into that magic circle there.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. It's probably fine. It's just a little glowy.
Do you have 10-foot reach?
I do not. Oh, because he moved.
He moved.
So you're gonna have to go
So, okay, so I'm going to go to here.
If you
I'll
go,
say you can move through me.
if you go to here, you're not really in the circle. You're just hacking
Yeah,
over it.
there's the square is more not circle than circle.
Okay, and then I can use cleave, can't I, to hit him once and maybe twice?
Cleave,
No.
no. Cleave works like if you kill him and there's other attackers, you can turn to them and hit them as well.
So you just get one swing, but it's flanking, so you get a +2 on it.
You get a +2.
23.
Is the +2 added into that?
With the +2, it's 23.
That's it. Man, you guys are gonna kill my demon. 15 points of damage. All right. Is it a magic weapon?
+2 broadsword.
+2 broadsword. Okay, so
Bastard sword.
bastard sword. Sorry. Okay, good shot, Lama. All right, Bjorn, you're up. After that crit, that was brutal.
Let's see. Full attack since I don't have to move. 28 and 30.
Ugh, both hit.
The 30 is a potential crit.
Yeah, I know.
Take just the first one. 32.
Oh, fuck, you critted him again!
So
Boom.
15 points of damage from the original hit.
All right,
And
do you
then
want the chart, or
chart.
are you going to take? Okay.
No, chart.
Jesus. Shattered hand. Target suffers maximum plus bonus damage and 1d2 con and strength damage, and all skill checks and attacks that use a hand suffer a -2 penalty. Good God.
So
Mess with Bjorn.
once again, after 15, the max is 18. The bonus was 18.
So 36.
Yes.
36 plus 15.
Plus 15.
That's 51.
You see Bjorn calmly step up and just be
Calmly.
like, it's just like, you know, the guy. So the demon from the first crit is just like, he's dazed. He's sort of staggering around, and everybody sort of swarms around him, and stabs are coming his way, and all this other stuff. And Bjorn just sort of like, you know, sort of
Gets ready.
woof, and hits him in the hand. The guy's coming out of the daze fast enough. He gets his hand. He hits the hand and slashes it off. It goes through his hand and into his like belly, where Bjorn just like rips it across here. His stinking guts fall out, and he falls over into the magic circle with a plop. He begins to steam a little bit, and then disappears.
Nice one. Boom.
Phineas.
All right, so I guess I get a +2 with my bondage check.
Faithful.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, nothing. So you, Beltran.
It makes sense because I've got him flipped around, so I'm retightening those things. So
Yeah, so you're retightening his bounds, and you see him kind of struggle a little bit, and then he kind of gives off, and you hear him like, like you're tickling him a little bit.
okay.
Then you hear him,
Do that again.
Okay, so Phineas, you don't do much of anything there. Yeah, player 3 has entered the building.
I try to sing.
Beltran.
Reaction to yell, "She's out here!"
She's out here, and she tries to claw you. She only gets a single attack, though. A single claw. Those beautiful long arms kind of just reach out towards you as you turn around, and you're like, "Ah!" 16 hit you?
16 does not.
You dodge way out of just back of it as she begins coming forward towards you. You're up.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna take a 5-foot step over. So I'm he's on the floor. I'm kind of straddling him.
Mm-hmm. You hear him giggle again.
Yeah. And then I'm casting protection from evil on myself.
Okay.
And then yell again. She's out here.
She's out here. You sounded a little crazy.
Sounding a little more excited and not in a good way.
John Heil, you see this creature on the other side of the crevice looking at Fiat, and with barely concealed glee as it looks like it's beginning to just run and jump across that thing and jump onto Fiat. But you also hear from behind you, you hear Beltran growing increasingly desperate, yelling, "She's out of here!"
And I can see through that wall, so I can just do a 5-foot step and do a full attack, right?
I don't think you're close enough. You got to be one more square up, but yes.
Got reach.
Yeah, but he doesn't have 15-foot reach.
Oh, man. I thought you said you had 15 foot.
So, and the reason I'm thinking is this is when we talk about people with 5-foot reach, normal reach, they're right next to each other when they fight. So my always been interpretation is that 10 feet reach is here, not here. That would be 15 feet, I think. even though the line is effectively,
Yeah, where he's at right now, that's 15 foot.
yeah. So you got to step one more, and that means that you're not going to get the full attack, but you do get one attack.
Okay, well then I'm going to move to here.
Okay, you're just going to come right in and block right in the middle.
Yeah.
You still get one attack.
Yeah, but I'm a little worried about where I'm at right now. Fuck it, I'm just going to attack her, I think. Plus 12.
Okay. .24 is a hit.
Okay, so that's a bite. 12 points. 3 points bleed, 3 points acid if it affects her.
Let me check. I'm not sure about that. All right. Okay. So, say that again. So 3 points bleed, 3 points acid.
Right. And 12 points. Oh, magical.
12 points magical. Okay, and then three bleed. Okay, got it. Okay, she rears back and hisses like, stupid fox. Fiat, you're up. You see this thing, it's just like,
Really?
it's getting ready to run right at you.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
I probably don't have time to sheathe my short sword, pull out my sling staff, and knock him over with my sling. I'm gonna just I can't reach him from here. You know what? All right, I'm gonna back up against this wall here, like so, right there.
Okay.
And I'm gonna have my sword ready, and I'm gonna be ready for him.
Okay. All right. So he's next. He lets out an unearthly like, and just like throws himself over the thing at you, just like heedless, mindless anger. So he's got to do a acrobatics check.
Roll a one. Roll a one. Roll a one. Roll a -1.
22, no problem. Just jumps over that. And it's like, and he comes just charging right at you and tries to bite you.
To bite me. Good God.
He's trying to bite you.
Bite
That's the only
just
thing he's
rude.
gonna get. It is rude, but he's a rude fellow. Misses. His teeth snap down. You're like, whoa! As you get your sword in front of you, you sort of dodge out of the way, and he's like, just trying to attack you.
Phew.
Lama, you're up. You see John Heil and the succubus are fighting. She's like, and he's attacking her. And you also see that creature sort of jump across there. That was the dude. He jumped across there and he's trying to bite the shit out of Fiat. The magic circle's still there though. You could probably just step right in it.
Don't do that. It's a
they're not.
ship.
I don't. They're not there. I just looked at their camera. They're not at their desk. All right, so we'll skip her. Bjorn.
You guys talking about us?
Yeah, it's Lama's turn.
Oh, Jennifer. Yeah. Sorry, she was distracted. That's your turn.
Sorry.
That's okay. So just so you know, the demon that Bjorn double critted vaporized, and so the magic circle is completely empty. So you can just step right in it.
Oh, good.
Stop right in.
I mean, nobody would even say probably anything.
All right, so I will move back, having heard Beltran, and I can stand right here. Right? An attack? One attack? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
20 is a hit. AC 20, right on the money. So that is a hit.
Didn't see that coming.
She didn't either. All right, 13 points of damage from Bastard Sword. It's a real bastard. Okay, boom. So she takes that damage. Bjorn, you are now officially up. You feel like Fiat's got a bite on this creature, so probably don't have to throw in there. He seems fine. He'll be fine.
Yeah, my boy Fiat's good. So I'm gonna move here.
Okay.
Up there. I need. Oh, hang on. There we go. Now from here.
Well, if you want to flank, probably right here is where you want to go, like right there.
Enough. Oh my God.
No, I actually think I'm good with flank right here.
You might be. Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, it's probably a flank.
Yeah, I think I'm good. So I'm gonna power attack from flank. So this will be at +2.
Okay. 33. Yeah, that's
33, 25 damage.
Okay. Yeah. So so this thing turns its head to you just in time for your sword to connect with its head, and it takes about half of its head off. What's weird is the head the top of the head just pops off, and this black blood just kind of goes squirt out. And but there's like everything from like the upper lip down is still there. So there's like an open exposed jaw and this big long tongue that's like hanging out. He sort of staggers a little bit, and then he falls backward into the crevasse and disappears without a
Wow.
sound.
Huh.
The head is still here. The top of the head.
The top of it, anyway.
Yeah, it's still there. Bjorn, excellent work. Right.
Don't mess with Bjorn.
I accidentally sent Phineas to the wrong place.
Don't mess with my little buddy.
All right, there we go. So Phineas is prone on the ground, face down, and Beltran is standing over him.
Yeah, I'm no longer. Before I was actively tightening the things up. I'm no longer doing that. So.
Okay, Phineas, do you wanna try and undo those bonds once more?
I sure do.
Natty 20, bud. Natty 20. You can slip out.
Okay.
Your mistress is here. You must defend her. No, not enough. You didn't even loosen him. Beltran he was making those binds too tight. You think that he may have
Been a sailor.
some dominatrix experience.
I'm pretty sure he does.
Standard issue for an Asmar.
And you'll know for sure next round when he breaks out the paddles.
Who's a bad bard? Who's a bad one? All right, she takes a 5-foot step back, and she is going to cast Charm Monster on John Heil. John, I need you're a monster. So I need a
Will save.
Yeah, hold on a second. Is it will?
Yeah, it's Will.
Gotta be will. Okay. Yeah, it's a will save. And a DC is pretty high. She is a tough succubus. And that is not high enough. So, charm person. This charm makes a humanoid creature regard you as his trusted friend and ally. If the creature is currently being threatened or attacked by you or your allies, you receive a +5 bonus on its saving. Okay, so you get a +5 on that. Still not enough. So you are charmed. The spell does not enable you to control, but it perceives your words and actions in a favorable way. You can try to give the subject orders, but must win a charisma check. She looks at you, John, and she sort of like, her eyes sort of flutter a bit, and she looks to you. She looks extraordinarily beautiful, like numbingly luscious. And she says, "Won't someone please rid me of this awful half-orc barbarian woman?" Just
I see her say this to him.
Mm-hmm. And it's your turn, Beltran.
I curse.
Curse? Son of a biscuit.
Okay.
You have to, so you don't have your weapons out.
No, I don't have my weapons out because I don't.
What were you saying, Gordon?
I said you froze up saying, I think, luscious, maybe?
Numbingly luscious, yes.
So everything else after that we didn't hear, but you're awesome.
Yeah.
So she says to you, won't someone please rid me of this troublesome half-orc woman? And you consider her to be, well, if not your primary love interest, which probably is within the realm of possibility, certainly a trusted friend and ally that you would love to do favors for, especially since she's so beautiful and kind.
Okay.
And, or as we like to say, numbingly luscious.
All right, do I get an extra save since she's asking me to attack someone who is I also am attracted to?
You already got the bonus for it.
No, you're not going to need it. I cast protection from evil on him.
Oh, you piece of crap!
All
right.
I cast and touch him, and I point at her and say, "Stop that!"
She yells out, "Beltran, you piece of crap!" And she also says, "I'm going to tell the dungeon master to deduct experience points from you because of this, for your wanton use of protection from evil spells."
I have never burned through almost all of my first level spells in an adventure to date, and I've got one more left.
All right, so Beltran, John, there was a moment there when you thought, "I'm going home with this woman, and if only I just get rid of Lama, that would do it." And you know, she'll see me as who I really am, and obviously she'll fall in love with me. And then Beltran is like, he yells out, "Stop that!" And you feel Beltran, and he's like, you look over and you're like, he's like, "Are you okay?" And then you look back at her and you're like, "Oh shit, she's a succubus! I should have seen that coming." All right, Beltran, you can still move if you want.
No, I was going to heal this round, but I want to stay kind of where I'm at.
All right, John Heil, that didn't work, man.
Well, it did, but it's not going to work for the next 8 minutes.
Okay. She didn't have to do like concentration. Is that the natural ability she had?
Yeah, it's a supernatural ability.
Succubus.
That's her. Yeah, that's her thing. Charm monster, dominate people. She wanted you. You know, if you end up killing everybody else for her, then she's just like, "Come and embrace me," and then she drinks you dry.
All right. That's a bite. That's a claw.
Ooh, claw, potential crit. 18. No, not a crit, but definitely a hit. That's it though. Just that one claw. Somebody's stirring martinis. 11 points of damage. That's bleed. Is that correct?
5 bleed and 3 acid.
Okay, so. And she again hisses at you as you claw, scrape some of the delicate skin. And even then, the memory of the charm monster, you sort of feel a little bit ashamed to be doing this. But you continue to do it. Fiat. That guy fell in, Bjorn just chopped that dude's head off, or part of his head off. The other part is
Yeah, you can have it if you want.
Yeah, it's still there.
I'm sad.
You're not sure what the deal is with that guy. You were pretty sure after this guy, the demon, did that thing, the gaze, that he was dead. You were pretty sure he was dead.
Got it. Is the piece of head moving?
It is not moving.
Okay, Bjorn, nice shot. I give Bjorn a fist bump, high five. Nice one. Good shot.
You're a hobbit, low 5.
It's low 5. Great.
I was going to say, that's very optimistic of you to think you gave a 6'8" character a high five.
Can you imagine seeing these guys? There's the hobbit, and he's like, you know, with his fist bump like way up here, and then you see.
If Bjorn is 6'8", Fiat is about 3'6", so you're a good 3 feet 2 inches taller. I jump up. Nice one. Boom.
Yes, and you high five my thigh.
That's right. That's great. And,
Good job, buddy.
Nice work. So something bad is I really don't know what's going on toward the entrance. But
yeah, you probably don't see her. You definitely would see Lama, though.
can I see if Lama looks alarmed or like she's in
She's
trouble?
swinging a sword.
She's fighting. Yeah, she's swinging her sword around.
Then I'm gonna run toward her.
Okay.
I got my sword out, and no, you know what? I'm gonna sheathe my sword. You should never run with a sword unless you're trying
No,
to
that's just scissors. Swords are fine.
All right.
Yes, don't run with scissors.
That's right. Knowing me, I will trip and fall, stab myself in the eyeball, and then fall into the pentagram.
And if you're left-handed, just throw scissors away altogether.
Great. All right.
Lefty scissors are widely available, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm gonna run toward Lama. My movement rate is 20. Damn.
Oh, yeah.
So can I run 4 squares?
Yeah, absolutely.
Then I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mhm.
Great. I'm gonna run there, and I got my sling out.
Okay. All right, cool. So you move and then pull out your sling and load it and start swinging it around.
Yeah, I'm swinging my sling, and I'm looking for bad guys because I can tell that Lama is fighting.
Okay. It's Lama's turn. She steps forward, 5-foot step forward, and an attack. Hello?
Yeah, we had to take a full attack.
Okay.
Oh, we got. Rolling the dice.
Okay. 26.
Yeah, that one hit.
All right, it does. And 15 is the point?
No, that's the second roll.
No, it was a D8.
The D8. So roll a D20 plus 13.
That's the second swing right there.
Damn, 2 hits. That sucks.
So. Thought it was rather fun, Les.
Give me the damn. So total 30 points of damage.
Yep, that's it.
That hurt her. She is not happy with you at all.
I'm not real happy with her either.
Bjorn?
Let's see here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I can move to here.
Okay. And you could stab Lama. She's right there.
Yeah, no.
All right.
Lama stabs back.
That's a good point. She does indeed.
I like her, and she stabs back. So I'm going to stop here.
Okay.
Defend my little guy,
All right.
and then see what happens next round if this thing is still alive.
Okay. Phineas, you feel the effect of the domination disappear. Your mind is once again your own. She takes a 5-foot step, declares, "No bard is worth this,"
Oh,
Hey,
and teleports away.
wow.
that's awful. I would like to think I'm worth that much.
No bard is worth this. No lawyer is worth this. And effectively, so she's not coming back. She was Gradzith was her master. He has returned to the abyss, so she has released Phineas. Frankly, there's easier prey than this, and you guys had her down to about a quarter of her hit points. So she is not willing to die to hold on to Phineas. So she released him and took off. So effectively,
He's still going to stay that way for probably 5 or 10 minutes because I'm not taking a chance. We don't know this.
oh no, I think you guys should keep
She's
Phineas.
disappeared before.
Yeah, I
Come
think you guys
back.
should keep Phineas tied up pretty much from now on.
But I want to sing and enter a hot dog eating contest.
But what's to become of me? All right, so
So since I'm standing right there, I'll ask Beltran, do I need to render him unconscious?
If he starts to get out,
Oh, I wish I were an Oscar Mayer reader.
guys, I feel better. Once you now
I
that you
vote
guys
for 25, just to heal everybody back up.
okay, now that you've basically emptied the archives of demons, and you can investigate at your leisure. She does not come back. You eventually return back to the surface and tell Saphira and Xerxes, what has happened, and they go down there and check things out. They're going to look at some of this material, and now that they've recovered it, they have accomplished the mission. Saphira, for saving as many of her guys as you did, pronounces all of you honored guests of the hall, and for the next year, you get free drinks whenever you come back.
Wow. Okay.
So we have to leave first?
No, you can stay.
Oh, and drink all.
So this is how Phineas's character retires. He just never leaves this place.
He never leaves the hall. He becomes that creepy bearded guy that sits there and laughs at everybody and never stops drinking.
I resent the creepy part. I'm just that guy. Not that creepy guy, just that guy.
Just a regular guy who does.
A regular guy, yes.
Just a regular guy. All right, so that's the end of that module. So hold on just a second.
Wow. Jeez.
I am going to do this. Hold, please. I've already pre-done the experience points, and I want to extend my congratulations to Lama, Beltran, and Phineas. You guys returned to Master Bashir and realize that it is time for retirement. The rest of you, I believe, who passes a level? Let's see here. I think John Heil passes a level, going from 6th to 7th. Is that accurate?
So for the people who suffered level drain from the attack,
it goes away.
He's still good. If I don't restore him, he can still adventure.
Well, no, I mean, ultimately, he'll after like a month's worth of rest, you'll get it back. But so John Heil passes to 7th level. Gordon, is that accurate?
Yes, it is.
And then Bjorn passes to 8th level.
yeah, that sounds right.
And Fiat passes to
Really?
6th level. 7th
Really?
level. 7th.
Damn.
Right now, hold on. I'm a first level fighter and a level 5 rogue.
Okay, so you got 6 levels. So you get another level. You pass a level. Now you can use it for whatever you want, but you become effectively a 7th level character.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So so that's the experience points for this, but I want to congratulate Lama and Beltran and Phineas for their honorable retirement in the service of Master Bashir. As all of Master Bashir's agents who retire, you get a 0.5% of his annual profits, which effectively is about I think I wrote in the email, it's about 500 gold pieces a year, which in itself is more than enough to allow you to continue out your days in luxury. Figure the wages of a normal working person in Katheer is probably 2 silver, 3 silver for a laborer.
It's probably a couple gold a month.
Yeah, so it's a couple of gold a month. You could easily live more or less comfortably on 500 a year. However, Master Bashir has made the arrangements to say, look, if there's something that you wish to do, or something that you want a business you want to start, because you remember Rindle, for example, started up a scribery, a scriptorium. So he's making scrolls for people. I don't know what. Did you guys give any thought to what, if anything, you want to do after you retire from Master Bashir's service?
I'm pretty sure Lama's going to open a daycare.
That sounds right.
A daycare for, husbands that aren't behaving. Their wives
Yes,
send them
or
to her.
wayward bards.
If she whips them into, basically makes them cower in a blubbering mess and then sends them back home.
Saphira says if you're I mean, you get word from Saphira when she finds out that you're retiring from Master Bashir's service. She sends you Saphira from the Hall of Cailean. She believed your desire to learn more about Cailean and become a worshiper was legit, and she offers you, having seen your fighting prowess, she offers you a position as head of the guards of the Hall of Cailean in Katheer, if you are willing to accept it.
Would, but I have a different destiny in mind.
A different destiny? Do tell.
Well, I really realized I enjoyed fine dress. And
Okay.
what better place to do that than like a hall of service to those followers of the Temple of Cailean. So I'm thinking I'm going to open a whorehouse.
Okay, in Katheer or in some other city?
There by the temple nearby. I enjoyed the hospitality. I'd like to give it back, and I don't think anyone's going to mess with me. And I get to wear pretty dresses forever.
So you're thinking one of those like old style 19th century riverboat town, red, gold, and green by Culture Club kind of whorehouses. Okay, great. That's and so Master Bashir believes this is a sensible decision. He admires your business sense, and he says, "I will put down the down payment on the building for you as my parting gift."
Oh,
I've enjoyed it immensely. This will be fun. There we go. And I'll
Awesome.
thank all of you for watching my back. It was great.
And offer, I don't know, maybe a coupon for a free visit or something
Yeah, I got a discount for you.
to your old friends. All right. So that's Lama becoming a madam. Excellent. All right. So Beltran, the erstwhile arrow shooting cleric, oracle, right?
Oracle, yeah.
Oracle of who's your deity?
Erastil.
Erastil. So the oldest of old school deities.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do?
Does Master Bashir have any healers or higher level healers on staff?
He has medics, yes, but nobody that he would call, frankly, they don't, his people don't get into that much stuff. That's why he has agents.
Basically, don't get
Right.
sick at his house.
Yeah,
Right.
but no, he tells you, he says, no, I don't have a staff cleric.
So he'd offer that just because he's been so nice and given him so much money and he likes to do this. And plus he thinks that, if he stays close to Bashir, he still might get to go out with agents on occasion and help them and, shoot
Gotcha.
something and that kind of stuff. So
All right, so he thinks this is an excellent idea. He immediately on the spot hires you and names you his personal physician, and that he says the first thing that you're going to do is ensure that everybody in my employ here in Katheer is as healthy and as hale as possible, and then we'll discuss perhaps you visiting some of my other agencies in the field. Absalom is one place. Opara is another, where I have large offices. As my staff physician, I think that the well-being and health of all my employees is now your responsibility.
and he might have to go out in the field.
Welcome to the crew.
And he said he might have to go out in the field sometimes just to help,
Absolutely.
some of them stay healthy and shoot some people every now and then. Because
All right.
he wants to stay based here because
he likes Katheer. He likes the city.
he likes Katheer, and plus he did have to shake his head and kind of chuckle with Lama's choice. So he's like, I need to make sure she stays.
Stays healthy, right? So yeah, you're gonna be carrying around a lot of like penicillin, that kind of thing.
Definitely earn you some coupons.
It's so Lama. He pops into the whorehouse every like every month and puts up signs that say "Wrap that rascal" and "Be safe," and you know, all those like high school level like anti-STD posters. Puts them up in the bar. You take him down to me right after he goes, and so all right. And so now Phineas, former lawyer, bard, adventurer. What are you going to do? Are you going to return to the bar?
Succubus's bitch. Don't forget to add succubus's bitch.
But that period of your life, that very short period that you were the acquaintance of the succubus, you look fondly back on it as a glorious, glorious period where you had a shot at such a beautiful woman.
I'm going to give a nod to Freudian psychology and say succubus, and say I'm going to go back to the bar and also do stand-up comedy on weekends or open mic nights, wherever I can get in.
Okay, great. That sounds awesome. So with Master Bashir's contacts, you immediately begin to get clientele. Bashir begins to refer clients to you. Your practice in Katheer thrives.
Nice.
So I buy a BMW.
BMW carriage?
Yeah.
Yeah. The new M30. M stands for mule.
Hey, no, lip is honors. Lip is honors stallions pull my cart.
Very cool. All right. Well, these are all great things. It's sad to say goodbye to such great characters, but I am certain that the next time we play B-Team, that there are going to be 3 brand new characters that are going to be friggin' awesome.
Now, I do need to ask this, though.
Sure.
I know you said play whatever you want, but you really do need a healer, so I'm going to ask either Jennifer or
Andrew
if either one of them are planning on playing the healer, or do I need to do the healer? Because I've not really decided on what I'm going to play next.
I'm actually going to see if the two of you guys wanted to talk for a minute after everyone was gone.
What was that?
I was actually going to ask if you guys wanted to hang on the line so we could talk for a minute about.
Oh, okay. Yep, we can do this afterwards.
Well, I mean, I have another adventure set up, but it sort of requires that those other characters be there. So,
Yeah, this is afterwards.
Yeah, this might be afterwards. So, do you want to talk privately, or do you want to? Or can we all talk about it?
We should all just talk. We're friends.
We never talk anymore.
We never.
I know. I feel isolated.
So, all right. So,
Okay, I'm sorry. I have to start this off. I already miss Lama.
I already miss Lama.
Bjorn is a regular at.
I was going to say, yeah, Bjorn can go see her, and it's a little more fun to go see her now.
At Lama's House of Pleasure.
What makes you think Bjorn wants pleasure? Maybe he wants Lama's House of Pain.
That's true.
Lama's House of Pain.
Well, pleasure is pain, right? Maybe.
The succubus is back. It was Phineas. So I know that Phineas is. So Andrew and I have talked a little bit about his character. So I'm pretty sure that he's going to wait on his. But Jennifer, what are you thinking about for a next character?
Talk to those two guys before I decided. I'm not sure.
Not sure. Okay. So to Mike, to your point, I always envision B Team as a place where experienced players like yourself can test out new combinations, new things. But I had a conversation with Andrew earlier, and basically I wanted to, and he was talking to me about, what do you think the party needs? We're losing this, we're losing that. And I said, when you go to, and I'll tell you the same thing I told him. When you go to building your character, don't necessarily think about what is needed. I mean, you mentioned very specifically this party needs a healer. If you decide to play something else, and that's not a healer, and the party doesn't have a healer, it
makes your job easier.
A party, well, I'll be able to kill characters that much. No, it makes my job a little harder, because what I need to do to ensure that everybody has a good time and it's a fair time is I have to be a bit more sprinkly with the potions of healing, throughout the adventures that I send you on. But what I told Andrew, and I'll tell you now, is like don't give into considerations of, well, the party needs this, so I have to play that. Play what you want to play, and let me worry about if the party doesn't have a healer, or if it doesn't have a barbarian, or if it doesn't have a wizard.
So what we came up with is that I have a very, very heavy bean diet, and every time I flatulate, it spreads healing power.
Yeah.
So
He has to light it, though.
So when you burst, it's not a nice, warm, calming glow that makes everybody feel good. It's this like SPD
it stinks.
that you have to take the light.
Yeah, there's like a woof sound.
And then everybody feels horrible, but is actually healthier.
Yeah, it's actually healthier for you. It's the beans. A lot of protein, a lot of carbs.
Fiber.
Yeah, a lot of antioxidants.
Fiber.
So you guys, if you weren't necessarily relegated to making a healer, what were you thinking maybe trying out? Because I want to encourage you guys to try out new weirdo combinations. Gordon really sort of is setting the bar for that with this Vulpine shapeshifter guy. You know, it's like very weird. But I wanted you guys to have the opportunity to sort of try out things that you normally wouldn't necessarily play in a primary
A
campaign.
bustier?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, typically, if I do crazy combination, if I have a new concept, usually that concept is from start to finish. 8th level doesn't allow. I mean, I've thought of several things. Oh yeah, I want to try this, but then when I'm like, oh, it's going to be done by 8th level. Okay, I'm not going to really be able to test that yet. So
8th level's pretty high. I mean, so you know, we went round about this.
Right.
I mean,
no, I'm not bringing up the whole 8th level cap problem again. I'm not saying that for that reason. I'm just saying a lot of my things that I want to try out. It's if I do this and then do this and then do this, this seems like it would be cool. But some of these things that I've thought of, 8th level is not high enough to allow those to play out, so I can.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
That works.
Well, I mean,
yeah. I'm not trying to push 8th higher. I'm just letting you know that a lot of my ideas have an end game that's at 10th or 12th or 15th level rather than.
Maybe we need to re-examine B team.
Well, so you know, I was about to say something almost exactly using those words. Do we want to convert B team, to a proper campaign without level caps?
Your idea was to do this so people would join in, right?
Yeah, but we've been playing B. Yeah, it was, but we've been playing B team for a long time, and it didn't. I mean, we got Eric and we got Andrew, but I don't see a steady stream of people jumping into this. No, we like having you here, Andrew.
I was thinking about doing a multi-class character, but by the time you split up your experience,
Right. 4 and 4 doesn't give you a lot of chance to do much.
I mean, and we don't have to decide it tonight, but would you guys prefer that this be, rather than a series of one shots like we have done, that this be a more proper campaign, like an ongoing no level cap campaign like Wrath of the Righteous or anything else we've done, Council of Thieves, things like that?
I would prefer that, but I also realize and agree with your original reason for doing B team. Now, if the people are static and this is the group we're going to have from here on out, then I think that takes away from the whole point for the level cap was you don't want to bring someone in new to Pathfinder. Pathfinder can be kind of complex. And you don't want to bring someone in new and say, okay, here's your 12th level wizard, knock yourself out.
And to a certain extent, the job that B Team was originally designed to do has sort of been taken up by Quarantine with the Classics, where we're playing 5e, which is frankly a much more accessible game. We've got several new players there, but it's Saturday night. You know, we could do something similar here. I'd even be open to Pathfinder 2, which is more accessible. I mean, I don't know, whatever you guys think.
See, I'd probably vote for a regular campaign, but like I said, I'm also mindful of not wanting to overwhelm new players. But like I said, if this is our static group and it stays this way, then we really don't need that.
All right. Well, I mean, Andrew? What do you think? You're and I'm especially interested in Andrew and Eric's opinion. What do you guys think?
I've really grown attached to this group. And I seriously thought if I have to retire Phineas, maybe I need to look at joining A Team and going, well, you know, Traveler's nice, but I really like Phineas. So there's that. I just, on the other, so it would be nice to see the character really grow and see what kind of powers and how it can really turn it into something unique.
Okay.
So then you're talking about just sticking this campaign and continuing.
Yeah, mostly because I've been doing a lot of looking at videos, and there's just a bewildering array of choices to the point where it's, I don't know, because there's so many things to choose from, and I kind of like become attached to my character.
Sure, yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I about cried whenever Les said he was going to end 13th, which is one of our Friday night campaigns, because yeah, it's probably my favorite character ever.
That was a great character.
I know all about, you know, getting super attached to a character and then so
all good things must have.
So it becomes either okay, all right, we retire it, but can I move to A Team and then do I have to retire from Traveler?
Good point. So if I'm reading you right, that might be a vote for. I don't know, my God. I think that might be a vote for an actual campaign, rather than sort of like this experimental campaign. So you're thinking that maybe you would want to be part of a proper D&D campaign, a proper Pathfinder campaign that starts at first level and goes till it ends, kind of thing.
Yeah, maybe just because 2 years in, I'm still new, and this is the first real character I've played in a long, long time.
Okay. All right, Eric, what do you think?
I too have grown very attached to Fiat. Having a blast, and you know, one part of me wants to think about Fiat, the Hobbit thief, running a thieves guild in a city, and Fiat is a level, 18 thief, and he's really good, and he can climb walls and pick the pocket of a demon, or he's. I have fantastic visions of Fiat here, but now Fiat is level
7 now, I think.
7 now, yeah. So he's close to retirement.
Yeah, he's actually pretty close to making it to 8th level. He's within 2,500, 2,600 XP. So yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be too long.
So I will throw in here, just for the new folks, it does suck losing a character. I mean, I love Lama. She's fun to play.
Lama's great.
There's another great character around the corner. So
yeah,
true.
It's just a transition. I totally get it. And I remember when I lamented I lost a character when I was 15. I think I mourned her for like 3 years. I swear to God, in college. But yeah.
Doesn't Vin Diesel have his first character's name tattooed on his stomach, something like that?
Really?
He does, yeah. So Vin Diesel, the actor, was a big D&D guy, and he actually, I think, wrote the introduction for the 40th anniversary D&D retrospective that several years ago. They put out this book, and he wrote the introduction for it. But yeah, I believe I read somewhere that he has the name of his first D&D character that he played pretty much the entire time when he was a kid tattooed on his stomach, across his stomach.
Wow.
He's actually a really talented guy.
Yeah.
Are kind of fun.
So that's basically bald guys can be smart is the takeaway there.
Not all of them can be.
No, not all of them, but some of them.
So with that being said, and this is directed more at Les, Andrew, and Eric.
I'm not bald.
No. Yeah, I'm not talking about that. is it an option, or are we talking about we're wanting to continue with these characters and do a full campaign, or is the thought and the option of let's do a real campaign, but let's all start back over?
I was leaning towards the latter. If I've always been of the impression that if we're going to do a full campaign starts at first level.
Right.
I think that's much more satisfying for people, and it's much more satisfying for the DM. And plus, a lot of the material that I have does that. So, but yeah. So if we're talking about starting up a flat out balls to the wall actual campaign, not a series of one shots, I would want everybody to start at first level. Now, I will caveat that by, like Eric, if you wanted to continue to play Fiat the Hobbit, you could do that, except for you would end up starting and just backtracking him to first level, and you would essentially do all these things to get Fiat back.
So yeah, so you've already got his personality down. You've already got his,
his history.
History.
Sure.
We would just start again through there.
You know what? If I started over, I think what I would actually do is build up a new character. I have in mind a human monk.
Okay. Chuck, you've been suspiciously quiet over there. What's your thoughts on this?
It's not suspicious on most of it.
All right. Unsuspiciously quiet.
So B team has been what B team is.
Mm-hmm.
You get to your retirement point and you retire, and then you play something completely different.
Right.
Or maybe not completely different. It depends on you. So here's the thing. If you're talking about converting B team into a full new campaign, everybody has to start over anyway.
Right.
According to you, we all start at first level. Whether you take your character and sort of degrade them back to first level,
right,
or like Eric has said, he's got a new idea and he wants to do something else.
That's okay too. But it would start at first level.
That's okay too. But the point is, this B team was intended to be a situation where you run a character to a certain level and then you can run off with whatever new idea you have. Right? So Lama's a great character. I will miss Lama. However, that's kind of the point. Now she can find what inspires her next. What is the next character she wants to be? What is the next thing she wants to try out, right?
Right.
It's unfortunate, I guess, in a way, that Mike feels like he has to play another healer because we need one, obviously. Right? But that's kind of against the point of B team.
Right.
Agree.
In B team, we could end up with literally everybody being a fighter or a paladin or whatever, because that's what someone wanted to explore.
Or a bard.
Yeah, or a bard. And
traveling band.
It will be a completely jacked up team, but it's temporary.
Right.
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 So,
yeah. I think, one of the things that I guess what I didn't necessarily expect, and it sort of changed the nature of B Team, was I always envisioned this as a place where people could try out, discard characters, try out new combinations, reformat things, and all you had to do was get yourself killed, which is real easy, or just come to me and say, I don't like this character, I'm trying a new one thing, and I would come up with some bullshit to get you out. But what I didn't expect, and what eventually happened, was people. And I think Andrew put it probably as succinctly as more succinctly than I could. He likes Phineas. He grew to love that character, and he liked playing him. Eric with Fiat is in the same position.
Yeah, I ended up in the position that you were originally talking about.
Right. So
I created a character that, because of the level cap, wasn't a great character. My sort of vision of it would have been greater had that character had been able to go much higher.
Right.
But it wasn't. And so I made a mistake in character creation and ended up sort of stunting its growth. So I contacted you and said, this character needs to die.
Yeah.
And it did.
Yep.
And it added to the story. And it sort of created the next thing. So is this going to be A Team Part 2? Or are we going to continue to do you play something temporarily and then you get to sort of flit off to the next thing.
Well, so
You will always sort of have an affection for a character that you make that lasts for 8 or 9 levels.
Mm-hmm.
But is that really what you, I mean, does that end there, right? So again, like Jen said, she'll make up another character and she'll become attached to that one too.
Well, so I had no choice. This was my jumping off point. You start with B team.
Yeah.
It wasn't, hey, experiment this or that. It was, this is where you start. So here's my character. Here's what I've developed. It wasn't, hey, I'm experimenting. I just want to see what would happen if I was a clown version of Elvis. Could be Costello, could be Presley, but
Right.
yeah, but I think to your point, Andrew, I think that you've over the last 2 years, I think you've become proficient enough in this game where if you wanted to join a full campaign in A team, I mean, you and I talked a great deal when you first jumped into this, and you're like, look, I don't know the rules. I haven't played for 40 years. I'm a little nervous about this, and it was like, that's okay. This is where we learn that stuff. But you've gone beyond that, and I think you participating in a more or less permanent campaign, I think you'd be perfectly capable of that.
well, so
That comes
I'm
down
attached to my character, but on the other hand, from our conversation, I'm kind of excited about this new concept.
Yeah, which I think is a great one.
I agree.
So I mean, you could still do. Here's the thing, Andrew. You could do that concept in both of the situations that we're talking about.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, it just one would start at 4th level, one would start at 1st level. But it could be the exact same character.
Yeah.
So if we ultimately made the decision that we want to start a full-on campaign with no level caps and that with a coherent story arc and adventure, with regular growth, the character that we talked about earlier today, I think you could make that character who would just start at 1st level. And also to Chuck's point, to your point, Chuck, I've always had the sort of sideline rule that if any point during a regular campaign that you get sick of your character, it's like, I built this wrong, I'm not happy with it, I'm not having fun, I'll never handcuff you to a character just because it's your character. You come to me, it's like you did with your earlier character. You came to me and said, look, I don't like this character, I want to try something new. We figure out a way to have the character either leave the campaign or get killed or something in a way that extends the story, and you do that. I will never force a player, to play a character that they dislike.
Yeah.
So even if we do a real campaign, we can still do the try 2 or 3 different things along the way.
Sure.
Yeah,
If you get to one that you don't, hey, this really isn't working for me.
And it happens. I mean, I've played characters that I grew ultimately to just absolutely dislike. But I've also been in campaigns where suicide is frowned upon.
And the other thing, like has been said, A team is sort of the continuous, right?
Yeah.
B team was temporary. If we want to change that and make that continuous, that works as well. It's just a second continuing campaign. It doesn't make it better, worse. It's different than what it is now.
It's different.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, for example, at this point, we have 3 people who are retiring out.
Yeah, almost half the team.
Yeah. So if we decide to change this to a more lasting thing, no level cap, if people like their characters, they can keep them. If they don't, they can change them out, just like what would happen with A team.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't have a preference one way or the other.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
About B team, I think too, is that it's a little less stressful. So if for some reason I don't feel like I can really commit on a Sunday night, I'm much less likely to make that decision with an A team, just because we're such a cohesive group. B team feels a lot more flexible, like less will zig and zag. So if only 3 people show up, it's a one-off. and it's going to be all right. I don't know if that's even true, Les.
Right.
Yeah, I think yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, you don't you don't necessarily we go with what we got. I mean, B team ultimately came out the whole idea of having a B team campaign was something that you brought up, Jennifer, was the idea of like when we used to cancel when we didn't have a quorum of people. If there was 2 or 3 people who would, I think it was the limit was 3. If we had a third person who said they couldn't make it, then we would cancel the evening. And you came back and you said, I hate when we do this because then we don't get the game, and I always want a game. So then we sort of like, well, why don't we have one shots when people can't make it, and that's sort of morphed into B team.
Yeah. And I completely agree with that. Even the sentiment of, mentally, and it sounds stupid, but mentally I have to prepare more for A team.
Yeah, I can see that.
B team, I can throw up a character sheet and go, okay, I'm going to swing a sword.
Yeah, it does. You're right. It does feel like there's less.
Yeah, there's less pressure for B team.
Pressure. It's
less preparation. So if I spend a weekend doing manual labor, which is what I did this weekend, and then I get home and I'm tired, I can still do B team because it doesn't ask as much of me. And it's not necessarily because I'm playing a warrior as opposed to playing a priest, but it's one of those things.
Yeah. So on some, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We're just not as invested. Like you're only going to be playing this character for a couple of years or a year, as opposed to.
Yeah, A team is you're going to be there for the long haul.
Yeah.
I'm but I think it's all fun.
Les, do you want to run a campaign? I mean, would you rather have a serious campaign that is going to be consistent and last for 5 years, or do you like the one-offs?
That's a good question. I like the one-offs, but I'm also comfortable with a campaign. In certain ways, from a DM's perspective, a campaign arc, a long-term campaign, is a little bit easier on a DM because you got a pretty good idea of the story. You can you can prep pretty far in advance. There's certain elements that you can introduce into things that work with people's backstories and that kind of stuff, which is sort of absent here.
I'm gonna interject here because this is something that Andrew and Eric don't know, especially since I game with you both on Sundays and Fridays. This is something that Les excels at, and yes, Les, you can give me $20 later.
Okay.
But no, this is something that Les excels at, and every long campaign I've had with him, I've always felt, and this is something that he does whenever you do a long-term campaign rather than just these one-offs. I felt that my character in every campaign I've played has directed and changed where the whole thing went. I mean, he just gets your character involved that much, and your character's making decisions, and he pulls you aside and writes 4-page emails that that you have to respond to and all this. But like
you never respond to.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, it's great B team, and A team's even really good too. But I've got more. I think one of the reasons I take A team more serious is because Les has already looked in and he's thrown things in that I know that's not part of the module. That basically makes me feel that my character is more valuable, more important, and actually part of this. I'm not on a railroad just seeing where it leads me. I'm in a car and I can change directions. I can do this. And this is something that you don't see as much with a B team because the characters aren't there as long and it's not a coherent campaign that the DM can see. Eventually they're going to get here, so I'm going to mesh these all together to help get them there. It's, okay, this is like a Star Trek episode from like the 70s. It's all got to be done in 50 minutes and then it's done. And then you go to the next one that starts and then it's all done in 50 minutes and then it's done.
Yeah, there's not a lot of linkage between them because they're all one shots. So I mean, as you guys will probably remember, we actually went ahead and sort of created that with the whole concept of Master Bashir, the Merchant Prince from Katheer. That just was plopped on top of B Team to give it sort of a half-ass sort of narrative coherence, because you guys were demanding that sort of thing. So if that's any indication, I can't help but wonder if you guys wouldn't be maybe even happier with a longer term, no level cap, proper campaign rather than a series of one shots, because we sort of made the effort organically over time to put those linkages together.
I remember starting, we were part of the Pathfinder Guild, and we said, fuck the establishment. Let's
Yes.
Well, yeah,
There's a lawyer.
The reason that you guys were part of the Pathfinders at the beginning is because I use Pathfinder Society modules primarily as the one shots. They're very discrete modules. They have a particular structure. It's typically a 5-act structure, and they stop. And you know, from the point of view of Pathfinder Society, the linkage is being a Pathfinder. So that's why I sort of like. That's what I did when we first started B Team, because I knew I was going to use these particular modules and adventures. But yeah, I mean, you guys ended up becoming employees of the, after the wedding. It was the wedding. So Master Bashir was an actual NPC in the society module that deals with that wedding that goes berserk, and that's where you guys sort of got him, and you guys just sort of adopted him and made him your own.
But see, and this is what Les, and this is what Les does very well. And like I said, you guys will see that more in a coherent start to finish campaign than you will see in these one shots. And like I said, if you really like your characters and just the story where it's going now, I think you'll like it more.
I think less than the point here is that what we tried to do has kind of devolved away from it. You haven't had more people. I mean, you know, if you were at a conference playing a one shot one night where we all just have a character, you know, that's one thing. But what we've got here is what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people playing with the DM consistently.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what is the best scenario to do with that situation? You want to have a consistent campaign where they can grow and evolve and love their characters and see where it goes to. You know, I mean, it just seems like we tried to fit this Beak team into something that it's really hasn't become.
I would agree. I think the original, and we talked a lot about this before when we were trying to figure out how to, when Gordon, you and I talked about when we modified the level caps, because I was thinking P6 or something like that. So the level cap was even earlier, and Gordon, you have such great instincts when it comes to rule mechanics and how they work in actual play, as opposed to when you read them and go, okay, this makes sense. And you were quick to say, look, P6 doesn't friggin' work the way you think it works. It works like this. And you were exactly right. That's why we bumped the level cap up to 9 anyway. Honestly, I think, but I agree with you, Gordon. I think the reason behind why we structured B Team this way doesn't necessarily exist anymore.
Well, we got Andrew and we got Eric, and that was fun, and we're all enjoying each other's company. It's a good group, and
yeah,
it exists. But I mean, what you created with Saturday Night is what you tried to do with B Team. For whatever reason,
Yeah.
Night has become B Team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it really has. I mean, so we've got, you know, several new players there, and you know, that kind of thing, and
It's not a consistent group, and
are you capping those characters?
no. So what I'm doing is we're playing Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, and what I have done is I'm going back through the old school TSR modules. That's why it's called Quarantine with the Classics. So I'm going back and I'm sort of converting the old classic TSR modules to 5th edition and running those. So the first one we did was Village of Hamlet, and I throw in, I changed just enough so that it's still fresh for people who've played Village of Hamlet 70,000 times. Then we went to Sinister Secret of Saltmarsh, and now we're in the middle of Danger at Dunwater. I've got a couple of other modules that I've picked out that we continue on, you know, because I've promised that we will continue to do Quarantine with the Classics on Saturday night until quarantine is over. So, and it's not over yet. So, but it's taking on a life of its own.
but yeah, they're right. That has become the B Team concept.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got 3 Toms in that campaign.
It's true.
Driving me crazy.
That's our job.
There he is. There's one of them. He's here.
And
So-
maybe that's the thing to do too is, you know, those of us who want to keep these simple one-offs and roll more characters more frequently and move to Saturday night for a while. I don't know.
Well, but Saturday night's not amenable to everybody. I mean, a lot of people have things on, that they do on Saturday night. Not, I know Gordon, you and Jennifer usually have plans on Saturday night. You don't necessarily want to spend your entire weekend with me. I have to spend my entire weekend with me. But
Eric, would you Groot your character? Would you take him back down to 0? Like Groot?
You know what? No, I would start over. I think I would build up a human monk character.
Monks are fun. You need to talk to me. I can tell you 15 different ways to piss less off with a monk.
Oh my
Sweet.
God! I hate it.
Oh, well, yeah.
No doubt.
Now they need to play illusionists and just mess with Les's idea of illusionists. If we're all illusionists, what the hell is he going to do?
No one can do anything.
Roll again, Les.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, that's really a wall, Les.
That really is a law.
You guys are the worst players.
Let's just have blind fighters going after their illusion.
With blind sense, yeah.
It's you guys. So Tom, I'm glad you're here because I don't know how much of this conversation you've been listening to.
No, I just popped on.
Just popped on. All right. So one of the things about B Team is characters. We have a level cap. Once you hit 9th level, you retire. And we've had 3 existing characters out of 6 after tonight's game, which they completed their one-shot adventure, are scheduled for retirement. So these people are going to have to roll up new characters. And there was some talk about, like, I really like this character. I hate the fact that you have a level cap. You're the suckiest DM I ever heard of. But I was asking them,
B Team time invested.
B Team was originally built so that new players could be introduced to Pathfinder in a way that was sort of non-pressurized, and it's done some of that. Eric joined B Team, Andrew joined B Team, and they're great players. It also was designed to sort of give experienced players the opportunity to try out different character combinations, things that they wouldn't normally try, which has gone on to a certain extent. Chuck's tried out a couple of things that he's done. Gordon is he's made a couple of very weird characters. So it's worked to a certain extent. However, it's grown from a personnel standpoint. The original idea of B Team being a place where new players can start with us and play with us and sort of learn the ropes. That really hasn't happened, and it's sort of like as
we got 2 quickly.
We got 2 very quickly, and then it's sort of like died off, and nobody else has approached me for a long time about joining B Team. To a large extent, our quarantine with the Classics game, playing 5e, has started doing that job where new players gravitate to that game rather than this game. Which is fine, and I got no problem with that. I have a great time with Quarantine with the Classics. I'm loving it, but B Team as it's designed isn't really doing the job it was designed to do. So I posed it to them tonight, where you have half of the characters have essentially dropped out of this game. Do you want to continue on doing B Team in the way we have, which is essentially a series of one-shots, or do you want to scrap the B Team idea and start a full-time proper campaign with the current players, the current B Team players, starting at first level and doing it and just get rid of the whole one-shot idea?
Well, I mean, if it's not extra work for you to have them continue, and that's what they want to do to have fun. I mean, to me, the bottom line is if everyone's having fun.
Agree.
You go that route. If you haven't had somebody solicit you, say, hey, I'd really like to jump into B Team, when's a good time? If that hadn't happened for a while, I mean, waiting around for a what if is silly.
I think, Andrew, you were the last player to join B Team full time, and that was what you said 2 years ago?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, no, Eric was after me.
I think
Were
so.
you?
I think
Okay.
so.
And so, Eric, how long have you been playing with us? Year and a half, at least.
At least since 2018.
Okay.
Not sure which date.
At least a year and a half, and maybe approaching 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's been that long since anyone, and I'll be honest, no one has approached me in that time saying, "Hey, I love what you're doing. I've never played it before. How do I get involved?" No one has said that to me yet. Even though we have like almost 50 people on our email.
Well, again, I mean, all of us who have been playing for a long time have fond memories and strong feelings of characters.
Sure.
They almost take on their own life, and it's hard to, start ninth level. They're starting to get tough.
Right. Yeah.
And you want to see their potential. Now, the bottom side is that's also makes it kind of tough for the DM. So, I mean, if you're cool with it, keep going, and that's what they want to do, I say go for it.
Actually, I'm kind of intrigued by the idea of scrapping sort of the B team ideal, which frankly has its flaws, and starting a proper campaign at first level. What do you guys think about that?
I'd be on board with that.
Go, sure, yeah.
Of course, three of us were already looking at doing new characters anyway. So
that's true.
Well, is there a way to just continue with what you have and have them morph into being ninth levels, the new black?
Well, it would be difficult to do that in the same manner that we've done before, because there are not a ton of so. The difficulty of DMing higher level characters, it's not so much the power of the character. So that can be mounting challenges to you guys. Let me just give you an example. When you look at the bestiaries, right, there's a ton of different kinds of creatures that you could throw at characters that are challenging when they're first level, second level, third level. When characters get to higher level and they're 10th, 11th, 12th level, the list of creatures like bad guys that you could throw at them grows very smaller, and ultimately you end up being it's either demons, devils, some sort of extraplanar creatures, certain kinds of elementals. There's just not a ton to choose from, and furthermore, the presence of pre-written module content is much smaller at higher levels than it is it's a lot easier to write an adventure for second level characters than it is for 12th level characters or 18th level characters. So when you look at the availability of material, there's a lot for early level characters. There's precious few for high level characters. I think because I think it's much more challenging for somebody to write adventure content for characters that are super powerful and have a lot of magic items and typically have a ton of special powers. That said, I'm comfortable DMing high-level characters, but my DM style typically is I don't do a ton of things that are purely homebrewed. What I like to do and where I'm comfortable with is I'll take something that somebody else has written and I'll add to it and make modifications to it over time.
Yeah.
So
that makes perfect sense.
It's easier on me as a DM because when you have a pre-written module, you can go through there but there are some things that I just don't like, and I'm like, this sucks. I'm not going to have that happen. And then occasionally I will write certain pieces to accommodate what the players do. And I'll give you a great example. In Wrath of the Righteous, you guys, in one of the fights, Mike's character got killed. And so, but you had an opportunity to make a deal with a planetar to bring him back as a character, to bring him back to the thing. So Mike and I talked a lot about this and how he did it. He wasn't ready to give up on Ilendar. It's a great character. It is like he said before. He occupies a very central position in the campaign. There's a lot of things that are very Ilendar specific that we've modified over time, and so it was good to bring him back. But I didn't want to just hand you guys well, here's a scroll of resurrection, just bring him back. That's the cheap way. So I had you make your play to this planetar who's from a different deity as him, so they have to do this deal, and it's a whole ordeal. So, but what it did is it opened up this little piece of stuff that exists nowhere in the Wrath of Righteous modules that we sort of cooked up, has set up a entirely new series of adventures that are completely outside of the modules in order to accommodate the deal that needed to be made to bring Ilendar back. So
this is what I was trying to tell everybody earlier.
It opens up a whole new thing.
Get in a one-shot thing that Les does.
But yeah, and so that's going to be really interesting when they, at some point, and there's a time limit. They've got a year. So the deal is he's resurrected for a year. But if they don't accomplish this task, essentially a quest, on behalf of a thing, Pharasma takes him back, is what happens.
So it's kind of the Green Knight thing.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it's something that we just kind of cooked that got cooked up out of cold cloth. Doesn't exist anywhere in the adventure path.
Yeah.
But it's a cool new thing that we've now bolted onto it.
Gotcha. Well, I guess the question I have is you said you got 3 characters that's going to 9th, which would have to retire basically.
Yeah, and frankly, the other characters, you've got another character that's 10,000 experience points away from retirement. That's
Okay.
Chuck's character.
So
Yeah.
do they want to keep playing and continue those guys?
I don't know. I mean,
I think the way that would work is I think everyone goes to first level regardless, because that's where, if he's going to do an adventure path, which is probably what he's going to have to do, those all start at first level.
yeah.
So what happens is you
start
play that
those characters kind of reincarnate.
So basically, you just bring that
A little,
character
yeah.
back as its
Well,
first
you can
level
always
version.
you can always do the Bob Newhart show. They roll over and say,
They
"Boy,
wake
I
up.
just had a weird dream," and Suzanne Plezette is next to him. And
Let me peep real stuff, and I'll address this. Hold on, because I want to talk to you about what would happen if what you're describing, Tom, would take place. I'll be right back.
Right. But yeah, I think
from a player standpoint, you got emotion invested in your characters.
Yeah.
So you want to see them keep going. So I can understand not wanting to start over.
And then if you got some people who do want to start over, like I said, Les is really good about, you pull him aside and he's like, okay, let's write a very dramatic death for your character. Let's do her,
Yeah.
and then we'll,
Well, I
whatever
mean,
it takes to bring a new character in.
you all have, my guess is some of your other characters are probably retired. You might be able to bring those back, because if they're all 9th level, it's really what, the majority wants, I would think.
Yeah.
Unless of course you're doing it as a house of, what is it? Electoral vote view. So. I don't know, Gordon, Jen, Chuck, what do you guys think? You want to keep playing your same guys?
My guy was totally experimental, I'm not invested in him really at all. He's
Okay.
overpowered and kind of weird, honestly.
So you're ready for a change. Gotcha.
No, I'm fine playing him, but honestly, I think he's unbalanced as a character. I mean, and I've actually toned him down from what my character sheet says he should be.
Gotcha.
I don't know.
He's a little overmatched.
Yeah, I read all these things about how synthesis are underpowered because they take 2 characters and turn them into 1. So you're losing the ability to act twice. But from my understanding, what I see with John is that
he seems pretty competent.
For the level he's at, he's crazy strong, I think. I mean, more than any character I've played at.
Yeah, you can't always go by what they say in the things. I mean, before, I remember I was talking, this was back when we were still just doing the Friday night things.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Les and me and Steve and all that were talking. They were talking about monks, and everyone's complaining about how underpowered they were and how useless they were.
If you do it right, you can.
I did a defensive one in Steve's campaign, and I kind of modeled Ranth that some of you saw with the tail end of that other campaign I joined. Modeled him after that, and yeah, he was by no means useless.
Oh, I tell you what, monks can be very strong. They are magic user killers.
Yep.
Because they can move like crazy, make saves like crazy, and close the distance. The magic user doesn't have a chance.
Yeah,
I hated Rance. There was one point where it was in the prison where I just gave all my prison guards wands of magic missile.
Yeah, that'd be about the only way to do it.
Well, I did. I'm just like, he's pissing me off. I'm just giving all my prison guards magic missiles. That's all. That's what they're gonna do to him. They're just gonna shoot magic missiles at him totally every time he pokes his head out.
There was like 4 or 5 guys every round shooting wands of magic missile. That still took him, and a big giant pounder. I mean, it still took several rounds before he dropped. But yeah, so I'm just, yeah.
I don't know. So to the point that Tom made is like, well, why don't we just say that these guys, that instead of retiring these characters, they're just 9th level now. We continue on and we sort of convert this into a more traditional campaign style with these characters, and it stops being sort of like a series of one-shots and starts being sort of more coherent adventures. To that, I would say I'm not sure I like that idea, and here's why. I feel like it'd be unfair to some people because we start at 4th level, and
that I didn't know.
they wouldn't. You don't have. I mean, part of the cool things about a
Surviving.
campaign, is surviving when you have 7 hit points,
Yeah.
and you're like, and you have 1-2 spells. It's going from there to being powerful. It's the journey, right? And their journey here is truncated because of the nature of what we were trying to build here.
Yeah, you know what? I forgot they start at 4th level, so that does make a difference.
Oh, Andrew's got a jet. Andrew, let's talk maybe this week. Let me know your thoughts on stuff and give it a think.
Just so
should go too.
Everything sounds good.
Everything sounds good. All right.
Everything expresses exactly what I'm thinking. So.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, we'll talk soon.
All right. Cool. Good night, all.
Good night.
But you know
Later,
what?
dude. You got a jet too?
Good night. You know what? I should go. It's past midnight here.
Oh yeah. Okay. You got to work tomorrow. Okay. All right. Yeah. Let me your thoughts on what you would prefer, and we'll see what we can do. I mean, in general, do you have a vision of what you'd like?
Actually, yeah. Those high level monks, they're pretty sweet.
I hate them.
They're hard to get there. They're not powerful at early levels.
Right.
But if you can wither and wait through all that frustration, there's a lot of payoff there.
They pay off,
yeah. So my inclination is to start over with a human monk and tough it out at first, but then gradually grow.
I feel like we're
why
leaning.
Why don't you start off an email chain, and then we can just keep, all of us can keep responding to all, and kind of figure out what we're going to do with this.
Okay.
I mean, I think you were getting ready to say, go ahead.
I feel like people are leaning towards scrapping B team and starting a proper campaign at 1st level.
Kinda.
Sounds like you got core players to do it.
Yeah. I mean, I think the reason that B team was started in the way it was, I think, are flawed as it was. I think are taken up by other things. We've got a core of 6 players in this game that I think could, are used to playing together, are used to working together, that would make a fine party in and of themselves. Gordon, what do you think? Chuck, what do you think?
Les, as long as you were into it and you want to start a new campaign, I mean, to me, the B team has always been about what you want to play, because you wanted to do something that was, one shots and explore these things, which, I mean, I'm fine with. I'm good doing that, but I'm good doing the other 2. It doesn't matter to me.
Okay. Chuck, last words?
Pretty much the same.
Okay. Honestly,
I'm staring down the barrel of, in 10,000 experience points, I need to make up something else.
Yep.
So if you look at it, if we all start over at 1, I was going to have to do something similar to that anyway. Start over at 4, right?
Yeah.
In the original thing. So, I mean, we have a core group that gets together every B team.
Yep.
We haven't had any additional adds to that, unfortunately, which was kind of the original idea.
Mm-hmm.
So if all of the people who are currently engaged in B team decide to start over and make it a more permanent campaign, it's all good.
Yeah, nothing really changes.
Yeah, nothing really changes. We all start at 1. We all get together on B team and have a good time gaming. And I will still miss Lama, and that's okay.
All right.
The son of Lama.
I might have to make up a female half-orc barbarian.
That'd be awesome. Just switch, and then we get Jennifer to play. We get Jennifer to play. I don't know, like a gnome artificer or something.
Yeah, I don't see that for Jen, but okay.
I'm actually looking at a gnome. I'm actually thinking about a gnome.
What class? Tell me.
I don't want to tell you yet.
All right. You want to kiss rise? All right, I'll tell you what.
At this point, I think I might have to make up the gnome with improved invisibility and all of the bomb weapons that you seem to like to use against us, because
No, you're turning my tricks against me.
yes, eventually I'm going to make you pay for your shenanigans.
I do love invisible spider climbing alchemists. I do have a soft spot in my heart for those.
Does
I'll
Pathfinder
be
have
admit.
deep gnomes? Does Pathfinder have deep
Sverneblin?
gnomes?
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, there you go, Jen. Look into the deep gnomes.
Yeah, they're actually tougher characters than the regular ones.
Oh yeah.
What are they called? Deep gnomes?
Deep
Yeah,
gnomes.
they're
Sverneblins.
Sverneblin or something.
Yeah, I don't know how to say it, but yeah, he said it better than I've ever tried.
Sverneblin.
That
Yeah.
too.
Thanks, guys. I'll look into it.
Oh yeah, check it out. One of my D&D characters, one of the toughest guy was a deep gnome. Absolutely.
Nice. All right, so I think I'll take Mike's advice and send out an email to everybody, sort of very quickly, sort of thumbnail what we talked about tonight, and then we can continue this discussion. Just to say, next B team is a month from now.
Right.
A little over, actually. It's like probably like 32 days or something like that. If we do decide to start a campaign, a proper campaign at first level, I'm going to need some prep time. So, because I'm going to want to try and be ready to start on that day. So, if we're going to make a decision, I'd like to make a decision within the next week to 10 days so that I have that time to pick out an adventure path. And
I think the decision's already been made.
Yeah, just do
Sounds
it.
like
We're doing a new one.
just do it?
Yeah, just do it.
Just
Wait,
do
did
it.
any last you had some options that you had thought about? Are you still kind of mulling those around, or do you have other things you're thinking about for another campaign?
You mean the ones I sent out when everybody picked Traveler? I still have those, and I can revisit those. Not all of them were Pathfinder campaigns.
And not Traveler, the A-Team one. When
Yeah, I
you
remember
did
that.
A-Team, you had Wrath of Righteous and then like 4 other ones that
Yeah.
were all Pathfinder.
Okay.
You stick with Pathfinder. I think that's what everybody
Yeah.
Agree, yeah.
comfortable with.
Yeah, I think you should just go for it. I don't think there's need for an email chain. I
Well, I
think,
think the email chain needs to be, people can start talking about characters that they're going to make.
but as far as like a decision to start this as a formal campaign, I think Eric and Andrew both are ready to do it. It was just kind of expressing the lament that we're more familiar with as of late.
Okay. All right. That's cool with me. I mean, I honestly, I think this will be more satisfying for a lot of people, I think, who,
Us, and then we'll pick one and we'll run from there. Whatever you
all right.
It's going to be satisfying until I convince everyone to join Eric, and we're all going to be monks.
Yeah, you'll all die at first level if you're all monks.
Yeah,
But that's-
That's it.
no matter what happens, I'll be getting with Mike on min-maxing and annoying the shit out of the DM.
You guys are horrible. All right. So, okay. Well, this sounds cool. I will begin looking for a new campaign, and see, I'll pick out some likelies, and I'll present some options, and then you guys make the final decision.
Unless
And
if you
I-
want to hang on after everybody goes, I might have a solve for that for you.
You got an idea? I've got a ton of material. So,
Well,
not
not even an idea. I got something that came with those last books I ordered, and you're free to have them if you want it.
good.
This is 1st through 8th level, and it's called War of Everlasting Darkness.
Ooh, that sounds cool.
And I will
Sounds like spider.
inexplicably,
Sounds like it's drow related, but
All right.
you can always change it up.
Cool.
I will inexplicably request Cyberpunk 2020 be denied and move the fuck on. Thank you very much.
Ejected.
Yes, be ejected. Thank you.
Ejected. And I got to come up with a new name for our B team. B team's not going to be
We're going to leave A-Team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll leave this B team. We'll just say the nature of B team
No, we
is
can change it.
fundamentally changed.
We can change it, but A-Team is,
Well,
'cause,
I mean,
it's the
technically,
A-Team.
it's Wrath of the Righteous or Wrath of Righteous Men is the way I did it. But we'll come up with something.
No, I think of us more along the 80s TV show. So A-Team's much better.
18.
Dun, 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 dun.
I'm going to be BA because I already have a bad attitude. And I'd like to shoot 1,000 rounds and not hit anything.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks. I appreciate your candor and helping us sort of walk through some of this. I think this is going to be fun and it'll be interesting.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, Les.
No, my pleasure. I'm glad to do it.
Looking forward to the emails, guys.
Yep.
Look forward